We are just about 51 minutes and 30 seconds away from game time here at the University of Olivet for today's matchup between the University of Olivet and the Hope Flying Dutchmen, as the Dutchmen coming all the way from Holland, trying to upset and spoil the homecoming game here for the University of Olivet. However, the university is going to have a tough task at hand. The question is, are they going to be able to hang on? Find out here in just about 51 minutes on the University's live stream, and WOCR 89 1-1. And welcome back to WOCR 89 1-1. My name's Sebastian O'Leary, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Quinn Dickerson. As Q, it hasn't felt like we've gotten a lot of broadcasting calls this week, but we're here. It's homecoming action today. It's going to be a good one, but how are you doing today, Q?
Yeah, Sebastian, it's been an extremely long time. I feel like when I was saying that maybe, because every single time we call a game, it always seems like there's like a delay or there's some extra innings or some quarters, and I was joking around, but, you know, I guess it has been a long time, and a great way for us to return to being broadcast buddies, no, it's in a homecoming football game.
Yeah, I know. We had a busy summer doing some pre-professional soccer work, but we're switching it up to a different kind of football today, and we're playing the American style as we're back here, University of Olivet, the location, as Hope College, the Flying Dutchman, coming into this game 5-2 on the season. They've won 4 games at home, dropped a game at home, and on the road they are 1-1 as well, as they're here today in a gloomy Olivet, Michigan. A little bit of rain, not too much sun's peeking through the clouds just yet, as it's been cold all day long, 49 degrees the temp, some rain in the forecast, as it's just going to be, if I had to guess, probably a drizzle here the whole game, but it's going to affect how this game goes out, as in conference play, the University of Olivet 1-1 so far on the season, as Hope has played 2 or 3 overall conference games. They're sitting at 2-1. Points per game, Hope leans a little bit more point heavy, as 30.5 points per game compared to the Comets' 28.3, as they do allow a lot of points per game. Olivet allowing 30 points on average per game to Hope's 25, but it's the MIAA stint for both these teams in their seasons. It's conference games all the rest of the way out, and this is a huge game cue for Olivet to pick up and get here against the Dutchmen on their homecoming day.
Yeah, and I think it's really a big game for both of these teams here because, as you know, both of these teams, they lost their last conference game. You have Olivet losing to Trine, and you have Hope losing to Alma on their homecoming game. So it's really just a redemption game for both teams. They're both trying to forget about that loss and move forward, and Hope is trying to be that spoiler team for Olivet's homecoming, and as it seems for Hope, that's kind of like the momentum, you know, as they kind of got that heartbreaking loss against Alma, and that's something that's rare for Hope as well, because the last time that Hope lost an homecoming game date back to 2015 to Alma, the same team that they lost to yet again.
Yeah, Hope's looking to put their winning ways back on the field today. Like you said, their last game dropped to Alma at homecoming. I mean, they're looking to get some homecoming revenge here. They're now the team that's coming into a homecoming and looking to play spoiler like their homecoming result last week. However, you mentioned Olivet's last game. It was a struggle on the road in Trine. Weather wasn't perfect, but it's exactly like it is here today. The weather's not going to be perfect. It's going to come down to who's got that determination, who's got that grit, and who's got that will to go the extra mile in this game against a really good competitive team. I mean, whatever side of the ball you want to look on it, both of these teams have guys in numbers. I mean, starting with the home team, Olivet, they are first in terms of keeping non-penalized games. They have the fewest penalties across the MIAA, and that's going to be a huge factor into this game in terms of converting first downs and picking them up. You don't want to give Hope those easy penalties that are going to give them first downs and keep it moving, because, I mean, one thing that Hope does really well is pick up those first downs. They lead the MIAA 81 rushing first downs on the season. That is insane. They're only 7 games in, 81 first downs just on the ground alone. That is going to be a huge momentum piece for Hope. If they can get the ground game working against what is usually a really good run defense, they might find some success in playing that homecoming spoiler. Another thing where Olivet, though, is dangerous is they are first in the league in conference play at the run game. Whether it's yards per game or yards per attempt, they are sitting both in first place. And, I mean, the run game for Olivet, Samuel Canucci, Dontel Wright, even the depth that they have with pieces like Ryan White and some of those other guys that they have, they're going to be huge today. And And a big part of this team is the next man up mentality. That's going to be crucial for Olivet to have the pieces working in this game.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Sebastian. And the last game for Olivet, the University of Olivet, is that the run game was their best friend, exactly just like you mentioned. You have Kanuji, who had exactly 95 rushing yards, and you have Dontel Wright, who had 97 rushing yards. So just imagine both of your running backs having almost 100 rushing yards in one single game. Now, one thing to mention also, you can't forget about Thomas Faust as well, because he also is a great runner as well. So not only do you have to worry about the running game for the monster head of Olivet, you also worry about the QB as well, because right when you think you can collapse the pocket and try to keep it contained, no, he's going to find it outside. He's going to use some of his magic and get outside and get that first down.
Yeah, kind of like you said, a little triple-headed monster in the backfield, whether it be the two backs or that dual-threat quarterback, like you said, in Thomas Faust. I mean, through the air alone, Thomas Faust is an absolute threat. 50% completion percentage, 740 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, and the big thing that he does is he is not turning that ball over a whole lot. He's only got 2 interceptions on the season, and it's going to be interesting to see how the quarterback play in this game. Something we're going to be tracking. 2 young quarterbacks going to be in this game for each other, as Thomas Faust, the sophomore for Olivet, and then starting the game, Zach Trainer. He's a freshman for Hope, so a little bit of youth being in that quarterback spot. Usually that's a big piece of offense, being able to get a lot of things going and rallying behind a quarterback, but both these teams are going to have to find it behind the youth today, Q, as we're just about set here for kickoff, as sending it deep for the Dutchman, is Caden Blackton, as he's going to send this one over to Olivet's return man, as on the other end of the ball is Olivet, as they're going to bring it out to about the 35-yard line, and a good return there from Christopher White to start this game for Olivet.
And I don't know why the film on the other team, they always try to kick it towards our returners. Do you not know that they can get outfield and they can find that silent and find that opening hole and get to that good field position for the offense?
Yeah, the return game for Olivet is really dangerous, and it's been dangerous in years prior, whatever way you want to look at it. I mean, we've had some guys in the return game go up and play Division II just because of the way that they have their speed, the misdirect handoffs that Coach Moose likes to use. The return game for Olivet is dangerous, but starting their first drive today is the University of Olivet, sending that tight end in motion. Faust's going to take the snap, fake the handoff, and be looking to attack the air. He's going to roll out right, find a gap, and he's going to take off with those legs. A good first play and a good pickup of yardage there for Olivet.
Yeah, and once again, the same thing that they think they can do, right? The defensive line trying to contain Faust and make sure he doesn't run, but he's just like that glitch. He's like that Michael Vick. He's like that Lamar Jackson. Find the outside and find ways to move up that chain.
First drive here for either team as we're just starting this game. 14 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless here between both teams. As Faust in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. He's just going to take the snap, little pitch out to the right side, as Kanuji is going to find it all the way to the sideline, and that's going to go out of bounds, but good enough for a first down. Just 2 plays for Olivet to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and just like that, the offense is clicking. They're playing as a unit, and they're just keep moving that chain. They're really not giving any chance for a defensive lineman for Hope to catch a break here. As Faust is doing a good job of reading the defense so far and scanning the field, as now lining up 2 receivers each side, and a tailback at his hip is Faust in the shotgun. Hope looking to make a big stand here on this first drive defensively. However, Faust going to slip the handoff, and then slipped up was Kanuji on the backfield. However, still picking up a yard or 2 on the carry. We'll see where the officials spot it. Now, one thing for the University of Olivet, you had to be careful in that read option. You really don't know who's going to take it. It's either going to be Faust or it's either going to be Kanuji. It's either going to be one of those guys to try and get that ball.
Yeah, Faust does a really good job of keeping his hands on the ball till the last minute. Just in case he sees something, he can rip it out from his running backs, and he can take it himself, because that dual threat ability for Faust is crucial. 3 receivers to the left, though. Faust going to line up in the shotgun. He's going to take another handoff to Kanuji. Kanuji bouncing off defenders and using his those blocks to pick up another first down for the University of Olivet, and early on, the Comets are rolling here, Quinn.
Yeah, not only that, but you saw that block by the QB. You really see that, barely see it from the QB blocking for the running back, making sure they get that hole and create that first down.
Hey, I mean, you got to block the rock to make good things happen here, but Olivet now moved over into enemy territory, ball on the 40-yard line of Hope, as 12 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here, first quarter of action. Faust in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side, as he's just going to scan the field, looking to pass, and he's going to get out of that pocket quickly using the legs. He's going to try and make a couple of guys miss, however, only pick up a gain of about 2 on that play, but good job by Thomas Faust to realize that that pocket was collapsing.
Yeah, not only that, but it seems like it's going to be a Faust kind of drive so far because he is just really just analyzing the field, checking it down, making sure who's going to be that open player, and right when you think no one's open, he's going to take it himself.
12 minutes to go here, first quarter of play, ball on the 38-yard line. Olivet's in a 2nd and 8. As first quarter of play, still scoreless here. First drive of the game, still in Olivet's hands. As sending a man in motion is Faust. He's going to line up 2 receivers on his right side, but there is going to be a whistle and a false start, it seems to be, going against Olivet. As, like we said, these penalties are going to play huge momentum killers. However, for Olivet, it's better to get them on offense versus on defense, where you're giving Hope first downs and keeping drives alive for the Dutchman. However, it's not going to make it easy on the offense when you're pushing yourself backwards.
No, it's sure not. You want to go forward and not backwards, and especially when you're trying to get this, really trying to score fast, and you can't be scoring fast when you're getting those penalties called against you guys.
11 minutes, 30 seconds, still scoreless. Ball on the 43-yard line of Hope. Faust in the pistol formation. He's going to motion out Canucci to the left, and then swing it on over to the right side. He's going to hit a receiver and almost get the ball ripped out. However, Hope is still going to be trying to bring down, it seems to be number 12, Kevin LeBron Hill, as it seemed like he had that ball ripped out, but then able to grab it right out of the air. So good job by LeBron Hill to hop back on it and keep it in the Comets' possession. Still, though, facing 3rd and 12 now.
Yeah, LeBron Hill, the freshman wide receiver, he's 5'8", and he's 165 pounds, and way to really keep that ball under control. It seemed like right when he thought he was going to lose it, he kept it under control.
Good job there by Olivet to keep it in their hands. Faust in the backfield by himself. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He's going to take the snap. Pressure coming from Hope, and he's going to deliver it, but then the ball comes out as it's going to be an interception for Hope and the first takeaway for the Dutchman.
And that right there is really how you drain the momentum of the other team and try to play that spoiler card for Hope right now. And you can tell that everyone seems upset right now. But this is when you really can see the Olivet defense. Trust and believe, folks, the defense for Olivet, they also play a huge role here in today's game.
As Faust's pass was completed over the middle. However, Hope doing yet again another good job of getting their hands in on the ball and ripping it out from receivers. As what a takeaway by Hope right there to set it up now. 1st and 10 for the Dutchman. The ball on their 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 10 minutes, 33 seconds to go. As taking the snap now, reading the field is Hope's freshman quarterback, slinging it deep. He's going to have a receiver down there to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown for Hope. As one play is all it takes, and Grant Holzer into the end zone. What a toss by Zach Trainer, the freshman quarterback. One play, and Hope has momentum at their fingertips, Q.
Yeah, and I would say one of the things that I'm really worried about all of that is just the secondary as well. The secondary has a lot over average, 309.8 passing yards, and plays like those, you can see why those numbers are rising up.
And I mean, what a toss there. Down the sideline from quarterback to receiver, and then Holzer putting it into the end zone as the hold, the snap, and the kick on the point after is going to be up, and Hope's going to extend their lead just by a point, though, as it's up to 7-0 here in the first quarter. Just one play is all it takes for Hope, Q.
Yeah, one play, and that one play is really crucial because now the defense has to go back on that, or they really have to go on that sideline, and you got to think to themselves, what are we going to do to make sure that we can't have those one plays happen every single time?
As Holzer, a 65-yard touchdown pass from Zach Trainer. One play, a 10-second possession time for Hope. And, I mean, not only did Grant Holzer catch it, but then he put it through the uprights. All 7 points to Holzer's name so far in this game, as Holzer's going to be sending it deep yet again for the Dutchman. So, a little wide receiver kicker combination for the Dutch. here on Olivet's homecoming day. 10 minutes, 23 seconds left to go here. First quarter of action, and Hope is up early.
Yeah, not only that, but Holzer, that was his longest catch of the season so far. His previous one was only 57 yards, but with that one play, it makes it 65 yards. So his longest catch of the season.
And I mean, a secondary that has done usually a good job gets burnt on the first play that they see. As Holzer's going to send this one deep. It's going to be taken in now by Briggs. Briggs going to haul this one in around the 3-yard line to start his return. He's slicing and dicing out past the 20-yard line and get up to about the 24-yard line. We'll see where they place it. And Olivet's going to start their second drive of the day.
Yeah, and with that, this is really when you get to see Thomas Faust be that leader, be that QB saying, guys, you know what, yes, they're up 7-0, but we still got plenty of ball game left, fellas. And this is homecoming. This is our home game here. Let's switch up the gears here, and let's get this in the end zone.
Yeah, and it's not as much on Faust as it is the wide receivers. They got to keep their hands on the ball all the way through, and you can't get it ripped out. I mean, that's something that Hope is doing a really good job at, is when they are wrapping up defenders, when they have somebody wrapped up, the other teammates are going for the ball. However, Faust's going to take the snap, and he's going to give a direct handoff to Canucci. Canucci's going to fight for about 3 yards. We'll see where the officials spot it, but it's going to be a pickup of 2 yards after that play for Olivet.
Yeah, I think with the running game, I think that what they're probably going to do is just take your time and just try to run the ball out and just try and get some rushing yards so far.
So officials going to say he picked up a third one. It's now going to bring up 2nd and 7. Ball on Olivet's 27-yard line. 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first. Sending Christopher White in motion is Faust. Faust now going to just throw a little pitch out to the right side, but the Dutchman going to be all over that one. We'll see if they got back to the line of scrimmage or not. And but Hope's defense is just looking strong here in this first quarter.
Yeah, they're looking absolutely strong, and they're really being patient, especially for defensive linemen. They're really being patient. They're really being that ball hawking unit. Not only just one guy's making that tackle, you see a swarm of them making that tackle.
As now it's 3rd and 7, 9 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Hope leads it 7-0. As a big third down here for Olivet to pick up. As Faust's going to take this snap. He's going to look over, scan in the field, and then he feels the pressure coming. However, they're going to get to him and wrap him up in the backfield. That's going to be a huge momentum sack for Hope on the defense.
Yeah, and I will say that Hope defensive line is going to be a huge problem for the offensive line against Olivet. They're ranked first when it comes to the sack in the conference. They have 20 sacks as a defense lineman for Hope.
Yeah, Faust is going to be feeling the pressure all night long from the Dutchman. And 2 drives into the game, the offense slowly working, turning the ball over a little bit on that first drive. But just a quick 3 and out for Olivet on the second one. As back deep, Fulton Reed's going to be the one to kick it away for Olivet. He's got a pretty good leg, and he's gotten a couple good Olivet bounces this season. He's going to get another one right there. He's going to bounce around the 55-yard line and then go all the way down to the 31, and that's where Hope's going to start their second drive. And I mean, if it's anything like that first one, it could only be one play, Q.
Yeah, not only that, but you can tell defensive coordinators for Olivet, they're going to tell their guys, hey, let's lock in here. Let's really focus on this Hope offensive line. We really got to get through it, and we really got to stop the running game because Olivet, their rushing defense is really good as well. They make sure that they really don't make sure for the running back to get that first down.
As if you're just tuning in on WOCR 89.1 The One, the first play for Hope, it was a 65-yard touchdown pass from the freshman quarterback, Zach Trainer. As Trainer's going to be in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. He's going to send out his halfback to that right side. Now it's going to be 3 and 2 on each side. Trainer back, pressure coming, however, stands in, delivers another dot down the sideline, in looking for Holzer, just overthrown a little bit. And I mean, Olivet's secondary, 2 plays so far, is getting burnt by Grant Holzer.
Yeah, not only that, but if he had that and that ball was right in the church's money there, Sebastian, that could have been back-to-back plays with 1 play drive only.
I mean, Trainer and Holzer, that connection is going to be a dangerous one all game long, as in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right is Trainer. Trainer's just going to take the snap, hand the ball off to the halfback, and a good stand here by Olivet's defense, as there's not going to be any room really gained there. Maybe a yard or 2 at the most, but a good stop by Olivet.
Yeah, as we mentioned about the passing game for Hope, you also got to watch out for the running game because Chance Strickland, he knows how to get in that end zone. He is leading the conference with 11 rushing touchdowns, so he knows a thing or two about getting that first down in that end zone.
As Hope looking towards the sideline for the play call, Trainer now getting his guys set up. He's going to be set up 2 receivers on each side, and he's going to be joined by Elijah Smith in the backfield. Olivet bringing the pressure, 4-man rushes. It's getting to Trainer. Trainer's just going to get the outside edge. Throw it down the field now, and that one going to be an incomplete pass as Olivet on defense now makes a stand of their own.
Yeah, and that is what you need to do for the defense, right? Especially when it comes to the third down. Now, one thing that also I'm kind of concerned with Hope is that when it comes to that third down conversion, because last game they only completed 3 out of 13 when it comes to third downs.
As the third down conversions have been a note for both of these teams, have a little bit strugglesome on third down when they get there, as the first time Hope today is getting to the third down, not converting, and they're going to be set to punt this ball away. As back deep to return for Olivet. As it seems they're going to be a fake run here for the Hope Dutchmen as they're going to use the fake play to their design, and it benefits. A huge pickup moving across midfield, and a little Dan Campbell-esque type call by Hope's head coach.
Yeah, you can tell that they must have watched some motivational speech from Dan Campbell about buying the kneecaps, because that kind of play right there, really faking out the special teams for Olivet. They really thought, oh, they're going to be a punt play. No way that they're going to punt the ball, right? Or the way they're going to punt the ball. No, they're going to take it. They're going to be aggressive here.
And what a call by Jinx Arnold, the special teams coach for Hope. Going with, he saw something down there on the field, went with the gut, and I mean, when they lined up, they did have 2 punters back there, so I was going to say something, but I decided not to, but Hope goes with it anyways. 1st and 10 now on Olivet's side of the field, as a new quarterback's going to be in for Hope, as that's going to be number 4, as 4-4 is Ben Wellman for the Dutchman, as a little 2-quarterback system working here for Hope early on in the game. As wonder where Trainer went after a couple of good throws to start this game. They're already going to go with that second quarterback in Wellman. Wellman's going to be lined up in the shotgun, a receiver on each side, and he's going to have 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Elijah Smith. Smith trying to get the edge, and he's going to be brought down trying to get it. However, he's going to be brought down around that first down marker. We'll see where they mark him, and Hope's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, they're picking up that first down, and you can tell the offense, they really want to get in that end zone. They really don't try to be like, we're going to punt the ball away. No, we really want to get in that end zone again and make this 14-0.
I mean, the fake punt play really shows how bad they want this game, and it's only the first quarter. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. Hope leads it 7-0, as Wellman's going to take the snap, looking to go through the air, throws it left side, and that one's going to be over the intended target of Chance Strickland.
Yeah, and I think he was just trying to, there was some miscommunication with the QB and the wide receiver there, because he thought he was going to make an out route, but no, he was trying to go into the end zone there.
As a little switch up at quarterback, the receiver's not in sync with the now quarterback Wellman just yet. However, Hope's rolling and trying to get things working. 2nd and 10, another handoff play here from Wellman to a halfback, as they're just going to get out and pick up some yards with Strickland here before he's brought down after about a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, and they're going to use that run game for Strickland. They're really going to force him that ball, and they're going to tell him, hey, just keep moving your feet and get us that first down.
So it's set up now. Hope 3rd and 5, ball on the 20-yard line. So approaching the red zone and in 3rd down. 5 minutes left to go. First quarter of action. Hope leads at 7-0. Wellman going to get the snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back, Elijah Smith, and Smith's going to be brought down short of the distance to gain. However, it seems to be Hope's keeping that offense out on the field. And then now switching it up, and as I am going to guess, the field goal unit's coming out here for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised by that, because if I'm being honest, if I'm Hope, I'm going to put my offense on the field, because not only did I go for that fake punt, but I'm going to get in that end zone. I'm not going to just waste it on the field goal here.
I mean, I am going to point out, since they already faked it once, look for it here. They got the backup quarterback, Wellman, holding, and the wide receiver of Holzer is the kicker, so they could make something happen here. However, it could be about a 27-yard kick here, 37-yard kick, excuse me, as this one's going to be up. We'll see if it's good, and it is. Right down the middle from the officials is the call, and Hope extends their lead up to 10 now, 10-0 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left to go here, first quarter of action.
Yeah, and here we are. It is 10-0 here, and it just seems dead on the sign for the University of Olivet. It seems like they really don't know what's going on. And not only that, but they kind of don't know what's going to happen with the Hope, because right when they think like, oh, they're going to punt it away, no, they're going to be aggressive and do that fake option. So for Olivet, I won't be surprised if they try to do some trickery plays of their own.
As Olivet looking to try and fix their ways here. Two stagnant drives that haven't been working so far. One turnover to the name, an interception from Thomas Faust. However, if you were tuning in, it got stripped out from a wide receiver and caught midair to where it's still an interception, but wide receivers and running backs having a little bit of trouble holding onto the ball so far today. It could be because of the rain down there on the field, Q.
Yeah, it could be, and that's one of the things that you just hate to be if you're a wide receiver coach. But with that, they're probably going to have that rushing game, trying to convert on that rushing game and making sure they can get that first down.
As it's going to be kicked deep and then taking it in inside the 5 by Christopher White. Christopher White's going to get the edge at the sideline. However, bounced out before he could get to the 40, about the 35-yard lines where he goes out of bounds. And good field positioning here for Olivet on their next drive.
Yeah, and this is a great field position for the University of Olivet, but now it's going to be time to really just converting and get into the end zone. Yes, it's a good field position, but now it's time for them to really get into that end zone and get these points here.
As Olivet coming out, third drive to their name so far. Still first quarter of action, 4 minutes and 7 seconds left to go. Hope's got their lead up to 10-0 so far. As it's first and 10, ball on the 35. Faust's going to take a snap, and he's going to hand it off to Dontel Wright. Wright's going to get out and pick up maybe a yard on that play. As the defensive line for Hope is doing a really good job at stopping the run game so far in this game. I mean, Olivet, by the rushing attempts, they just haven't really gotten any good plays going. Only 47 rushing yards to their name so far in this game. 25 rushing yards to their name. Faust's going to take the snap as he's now going to sling it over right side. There is a flag down there on the field. We'll see what the call is going to be, as it was out towards the sideline and the receivers, so maybe a block or a hold that the officials didn't like. However, we're going to wait and see what the call is going to be.
And you would just hate to be, if you're on that side right now, you're really hoping that's not going to be on you, because those type of plays are really going to hurt you to try to get some points here.
As too many men in the backfield for Olivet is going to take away that pass play, as it's also going to move them back about 5 yards, as now it's going to go from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 14. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Hope's lead 10-0 over the University of Olivet on homecoming. Olivet trying to make an answer here on this drive. However, the penalty's kind of killing some plays on this drive. Faust's going to line up 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, sending a man in motion. Now he's going to fake the handoff and keep the ball himself. He's going to use the legs and pick up about 5 or 6 yards on the play, as that's going to bring up third down now for the University of Olivet.
Yeah, and like I said, Faust, he's going to either give it to the running back or he's going to take it himself, because he is third in the conference when it comes to the rushing per game with 81.4. And those plays right there, they're going to show you why.
As Hope's going to have to keep doing a good job of containing Faust in this game if they're going to find success defensively. However, about 1 quarter in the books and only 26 rushing yards starting this drive. They're doing a good job at just that. Faust now going to take this, throw it over the middle as the ball is going to be tipped up in the air and then dropped by Hope. So another scary attempt there is going to bring up 4th down, and Olivet's just doing too much tip drills to Hope's defense right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's really, the throw wasn't really on Faust. He had the perfect wide receiver right there in the Church's money there, but it seemed like the Hope defender broke it up and did that tip drill to give that chance for another secondary of Hope.
As Olivet now going to be set to punt this one away, as it's going to be Fulton Reed out there doing the punting duties, as back deep for Hope in the return game is going to be Terrell Harris. As Fulton Reed's punt, a booming one's going to be up, and what a kick there by Fulton Reed, taken in at the 15-yard line, as the return man, Terrell Harris, going to take this out, and about only a return of about 10 yards on that carry, maybe only 9. We'll see where the officials mark it, but Hope's going to start their drive out around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I would say this, so far for both teams, they haven't converted a third down. You have Hope College with their 0 of 2, and then you have the University of Olivet 0 of 3. So both of them they're really having trouble when it comes to the third downs.
As just a couple of big plays on the first play of the game from Hope, they went out, 65-yard touchdown pass from Trainer to number 1 wide receiver throughout the season. I mean, you could debate on who it is for these guys, but Grant Holzer adding a 6th touchdown to the season to what already was 437 yards on the season. I mean, he's just adding to his total, trying to get up to that 500-yard mark.
Yeah, they really are, but so far I just had to give it to Hope's defense. They're really kind of giving the confusion for the wide receivers of Olivet, and Foster's trying to find their guys, but so far the secondary for Hope, they're really locking it up here.
As after the penalty, Hope's going to be moved back about 15 yards. Wasn't sure what the play call or the penalty call was there from the officials. However, Hope's going to start out ball on Olivet's 8-yard line. Or excuse me, their own 8-yard line, and they're going to be pinned back. Got to start off inside their own 10. Close and dangerous here for, a good defensive line that can get some pressure up in terms of Olivet.
Yeah, not only some pressure, but hopefully get a safety here.
As now taking the snaps, Wellman. Wellman's going to scan the field. He's going to throw it over the middle as he's going to hit number 6, Terrell Harris, in stride. And a big gain there. It's going to move the chains and give Hope some space in between that end zone and their offense.
Yeah, speaking of space, the way that Harris had that space with his quarterback there was so much space for them to create that gap and to get that first down there. For a quarterback, you really can't get any space to a wide receiver. You got to stay hip to hip with him.
As that's going to be a good pickup of 28 yards there for Hope, as Wellman's going to take the snap, hand it off to Smith, that running back, and Smith's going to fight for about 3 yards there on the carry, and that's going to bring up 2nd down for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and this is where you really got to lock in for the offensive or for a defensive lineman for the University of Olivet. You got to really hope to get that 3rd down because, like we mentioned before, both teams so far have not converted a 3rd down just yet.
As Ben Wellman still the quarterback in for the Dutchman. Zach Trainer not in the game as of right now, as they're going to line up 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a tailback in the backfield with Wellman. As Wellman's going to take the snap, he's going to give the handoff to the tailback, as that's going to be Smith. He's going to try and fight for a 1st down, but be stopped short, as that's going to bring up about 3rd and 3.
Yeah, but here comes the famous bells here, the guitar playing, and so far no team has converted on a 3rd down.
As ball on the 36-yard line, so 3rd and 2 here for Hope to get up, as under a minute of play here left in the first quarter. Hope's lead still at 10 to nothing over the University of Olivet. As 3rd and 2, ball on the 36-yard line of Hope. Wellman going to send a man in motion, then fake the handoff as they're going to pick up the 1st down and even some more, as Olivet's defense going to not be able to bring down the running back. That's going to be number 9, Chance Strickland, and he's just pushing the pile all the way out to that 45-yard line.
Yeah, and not only that, Strickland, he did not give up at all. He knew that we needed to get this 1st down and we needed to stay on this field, and he just kept on going.
Yeah, and right when they needed just about 2 yards, they got about 6 yards there from Strickland. As now lined up, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wellman taking the snap, dropping back to pass, scans the field, throws it left side. That one's going to be up in the air and then dropped, as the intended receiver there going to be Terrell Harris.
Yeah, and once again, Harris is going to be that try and get that target for him. And I think it was kind of like that slip. He wasn't expecting to be that high of a pass there.
As Olivet going to take a timeout here, as so far it's the first timeout taken Excuse me, actually, it's going to be the end of the first quarter. They're just going to let it wind all the way out. I thought somebody took a timeout down there. However, end of the first quarter, Hope won the first quarter, score at 10-0. Q, what'd you see there in that first quarter?
Right now, what I'm seeing for Hope is that connection when it comes to the passing game. Each single time when the wide receivers open, they have so much space from that DB or that safety, and that just creates that open play for the wide receiver, and that can just get that first down and get into the end zone. Right now, for seeing the University of Olivet, they really need to lock in when it comes to the offense. So far, the Hope defense are really making them struggle here, making them panic, it seems like.
Yeah, for those of you just tuning in to the live stream or WOCR 89 1-1 here at the University of Olivet, Zach Trainer, the number one quarterback for Hope, he only has thrown 4 passes, completed 2 of them. However, one of the 2 he completed went for a 65-yard touchdown to Grant Holzer, and that's where we pretty much stand other than a tacked-on field goal a couple drives later. 10-0, Hope leads it. And we still have 15 minutes left here in the first half as we're just about to start the second quarter. As Wellman's going to send Terrell Harris in motion as he's going to take the snap and then hand it off to Strickland. Strickland just going to try and pick up as many yards as he can, as that's going to be a pickup of about 4 on that play for the Dutchman.
Yeah, this is a third down, and this is when the defense for Olivet, they really got to make sure they don't convert here, because I'm telling you, Sebastian, Hope is really eager and pushing up this lead here.
As they are trying to push up the lead, but other than their big plays, they haven't had a really whole lot going offensively. Just a couple of guys through the air, and then they've been trying to ground and pound it with their running backs. But this Olivet defense isn't going anywhere, going to make it easy on the Dutchman, as it's going to be 3rd and about 6. Dropping back to Bass and then completed over the right side is going to be Wellman, as Wellman completes his pass out there to Holzer for Holzer's 3rd catch of the day.
Yeah, and so far Holzer, he has just been absolutely lights out. He's being that catch, and he's being aggressive as well. He's keep moving up that feet. And like I said before, the spacing he has, it just seems like no one's by him right when he catches the ball.
As he's doing really good job at separating himself from the DBs and the secondary player. I mean, it kind of looks like he's just stopping on a dime down there on the field. As Wellman's going to be set up, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, as he's going to send the tailback Strickland in motion, now set up 3 to the left, 2 to the right. As Wellman, he's going to throw this one over the middle to Terrell Harris, and that's going to be caught inside the 10-yard line, and Hope's knocking on the door now.
He sure is knocking on the door, and that was just an absolute dime right to his wide receiver. And right when they're doing that second QB system, it seems like he's just the first QB there. He seems like after that one mishap with the wide receiver, he's back to it and finding his rhythm.
Yeah, as Wellman, the junior quarterback hailing from Bloomington, Illinois, he's been doing some good work here against this Olivet defense, as they're going to be set up 1st and goal now, 9 yards to get. Wellman going to fake the handoff, try and move for the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown. Hope adds 6 more points to their name.
Yeah, he said, hey, even though I'm a second-string QB, I can also run around in that outside that pocket and get that touchdown there.
So showing off the dual threat ability as well, and I mean, he's going to just pretty much say to Olivet, you guys got a quarterback that can run it? Watch this. And then turns up and turns it into 6 points for Hope, awaiting the PAT, as Caden Blacken going to be the one to set this one up, as we're just waiting on it. But, I mean, what a good drive, a good working drive for Hope, rather than that first drive where they just had one play and a 65-yard touchdown. They had to work for that one, but still the same result, as the snap, the hold, and the kick are up, and it's going to be good right down the middle, 17-0 the score, as Hope leads it. 13 minutes left to play here, second quarter of action.
Yeah, and not only that, but you can just tell by just the energy of the University of Olivet, they really have no answers so far for the Hope offense. They're trying to do whatever it takes to contain the rushing, the passing, but right when they think they know what they're going to do, no, Hope is one step ahead of them.
Hope's defense doing a really good job secondary-wise of breaking up passes and deflecting balls up in the air versus down into the ground, and giving them chances at some takeaways, as they've already gotten an interception to their name. But Thomas Faust still looking to bounce back, and we still have a lot of football left to be played here. 13 minutes left in this quarter, let alone, and then a whole second half. However, Hope leads this game right now, 17-0. Olivet needs to get an answer here on this next drive. Wouldn't you agree, Quinn?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Sebastian. Especially you're the home team, and right now this is the second quarter, and you gotta get some points before the halftime. Really, just any points, even if a field goal. Points are points.
Points are points. You need to get something up on the board despite having a goose egg right now. Hope leads it, like we said, 17-0 as they're getting set to kick this one deep back to the returners for Olivet. It's going to be Nate Briggs and Christopher White back deep to receive for Olivet. This one going to be taken in around by Christopher White at the 5-yard line, and now White's going to start his return and then bounce out to about the 20-yard line as we'll see where the officials mark it. It is going to be right there at the 20-yard line.
I would say for the return teams for Olivet, no matter where the ball is, they're going to take it no matter what, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get that yards and set up a good field position for that offense.
Olivet needing to find some rhythm here on the offensive side of the ball because Hope's not going to go anywhere in terms of scoring. They've had 3 drives, 3 scores to their name, and I mean, the only time that they even thought about punting it, they used a little trickery and pulled out the fake run, and it worked for them.
Yeah, it sure did. It worked for them. It fooled everyone. It fooled me because right now I thought, oh, they're just going to punt it away. But no, they tricked us, or me.
As now Olivet lining up, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Faust in the shotgun with the tailback at his hips. Faust going to take it, pressure coming, as he's going to get out of the pocket now and pick up a good chunk of yardage there, as that's going to be a pickup of about 9 yards on the carry there by Thomas Faust.
And I would say Faust, he was going to throw it. He was trying to throw it and find someone, but so far the Hope secondary is really just not creating that space for that wide receiver. He's trying to find his main man to secure his ball, and so far he doesn't have that gap.
Yeah, the secondary from Hope and the linebacking unit doing a good collective job of containing Sequoia's ball so far in this game. Faust's going to line up, though, 3 receivers to his right and in the shotgun as he's going to drop back, pressure coming to pass. As pressure still coming, but he's going to take this one and bounce out. However, picking up the first down there for Olivet. That one's going to move the chains and keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and once again, the defensive lineman for Hope, they're really trying to contain Faust, and it is not an easy thing to do if you're a Hope defense.
Not easy at all. I mean, he has the speed. He's got the kind of like a wide receiver, I'd say, the quick abilities to change direction. I mean, he has so many abilities to use down there on the field, and he's looking to exploit this defense today. However, so far, not much working, as Faust's going to take the snap, hand this one off to Samuel Canucci, and Canucci's just going to be wrapped up and dropped in the backfield, something you usually don't see there out of the run game for Olivet.
No, you don't see that at all. Especially you don't see Canucci bumping into his offensive lineman and that way forcing him to go backwards, and you don't really see that at all.
Is that offensive line for Olivet struggling against this defensive line for Hope? And I mean, the defensive line for Hope, they have size. I mean, everybody down there on the line is 200-plus pounds, so a lot of weight being shifted around there on this offensive line for Olivet. However, Faust's going to line up 2 receivers on each side and a tailback in the backfield. As Faust just going to get rid of this and throw it to Canucci. Canucci's going to try and pick up some of that yardage he lost, and he's going to do exactly that as he's going to get it right back in between the sticks now and back in between 10 yards of a first down.
See, right, those are the type of plays you're going to love to see, especially from the Olivet sideline, because you can tell that everyone's expecting that run, but when he throws that ball, he's going to throw a dot, and you better hope you tackle him right away.
After a pickup of 12 yards, it's going to leave it 3rd and 3 with 11 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in this first half, as Faust's going to line up in the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. Faust's going to take the snap, surveying the field. He's going to throw it right side. He's going to have his man there, and then out across midfield before Christopher White is going to be brought down, but a good completion, a good catch and run after a completion by Thomas Faust, and now the Comets are rolling.
Yeah, not only that, that's their first down there, and now you can see them being energized, really having the momentum there, and getting that hope there to get into the end zone here.
As Faust lined up in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, as he's going to throw a check down here to Samuel Canucci. Samuel Canucci using the blocks, gets out to the 40 and across the 40 before he's knocked out of bounds. Now Olivet, the momentum on offense is building. You just got to keep it and keep rolling with it, play after play, picking up first down after first down. Olivet seems to be in good spirits offensively.
Yeah, and one thing that I will also say is just if I'm Olivet right now, I'm doing this no huddle. I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep Hope guessing here and try to see what our next play is going to be.
Two receivers each side as Faust going to have a running back in the backfield. Faust now dropping back to pass. Pressure's coming. Throws it over the middle. Completes Requarius ball. Requarius ball puts one defender in the dirt, and then two more are going to be added on to take him down. And now the Olivet Comets set up on the edge, if not inside. No, definitely inside now. The red zone, and I mean the red zone, they are first in the conference when it comes to completing and converting for touchdowns inside the red zone, 60% of the time in leading the MIAA.
Yeah, one thing I would say from ball as well, you saw that stiff arm, he's sending the defender straight into the ground there.
I mean, what an effort by Requarius Ball after the catch to pick up the extra yardage. 9 minutes, 30 seconds and counting here. Hope leads it 17-0, but Olivet's knocking on the door. Faust's going to take the handoff to Canucci. Canucci's going to bounce off some defenders, and it's going to take three more to bring him down. However, he's going to pick up a couple of yards there on the carry.
Yeah, he's going to pick up a couple of yards there. He's going to bring a couple of the defense of Hope as well. He's saying, you are not going to drag me down easily. No, not like that.
As in the red zone, ball on the 14-yard line, 2nd and 7 for Olivet. 9 minutes left to go here in the second quarter, first half of action, as Hope leads it 17-0, but Olivet looking to put some points up on this drive. Faust going to take the snap. He's going to keep the handoff after the fake to Canucci as trying to bounce off defenders and get the edge. However, he's going to pick up some yardage there and bring himself closer to that first down, but not by much.
Yeah, and once again, Foster trying to do that read option pass, right? He's trying to bait everyone to think that they're going to go to the running back of Canucci, but no, right in the last second, he's going to take it himself and go up and go to that sideline and go upfield.
And, I mean, he saw what he wanted. He got what he wanted. However, he just slipped up down there on the turf. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 here. Olivet needing to convert. Sending him in motion goes Faust. Faust's going to take the handoff, and he's going to give to Canucci. Canucci bouncing around, brought down around the first down marker. We'll see where officials spot it, if he got it or not, as it seems like he might be inches short, Q. Actually, they're going to give it to him now, almost bringing out the yard markers there. It was really close, but Olivet picks up the first down.
And I would say, even if they were short, I would have to tell my offense, you're standing on that field, you're going to get that first down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it would have been close like that, you got to think something like the brotherly shove is coming out of the playbook. However, Faust's going to line up 3 receivers to his right in the shotgun. He's going to send Canucci over to the left, and now pressure's coming from Hope. As Faust is going to try and get over to the edge, he's making some guys miss. He's going to fight towards the end zone, get inside the 5, and then bounce down to the ground, almost looking for that sideline over on that right side of the field.
Yeah, he sure was, and he's that QB that he's not going to go and slide down and try to take an easy tackle. No, he's going to make you miss. He's going to make you try to tackle him, and he's going to bounce it off defenders every single time.
As it's 2nd and goal, ball on the 4-yard line, as Hope's just trying to keep him out of the end zone and keep a shutout score going. However, on homecoming, Olivet looking to put up some points here and answer what has been 2 Hope touchdowns. As Faust's going to line up 3 receivers to the left, he's going to send a man in motion, as he's just going to toss this one up into the corner, as now there's going to be a flag on the play. We were kind of seeing some commotion down there, bodies hitting the ground. Faust threw it up to what was nobody over there, but the flag's going to come out and help Olivet, I would seem to be on this play.
Yeah, I would say for the Hope defense, you don't want to have those penalties right there, because now that gives another opportunity for Olivet to get that first down and get into the end zone.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about just how much those penalties are really going to kill offenses or kill defenses, whatever way it may be. This time, not helping Hope out defensively, as it's going to be just 2 yards to go here. Now 1st and goal for Olivet, and just 2 yards to work with here. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Second quarter of action. Faust going to take the handoff and give as the running back for Olivet. I do believe Samuel Canucci is going to get stuffed at that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I would say that one time that I thought they're going to do a read option, and what they should have done a read option would have been that play alone, because all the defensive linemen caved into the running back. They knew that they were going to go to Canucci.
As now it's going to bring up second and goal, 4 yards to get here for the touchdown. 6 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. Hope still leads this game 17-0. As Faust and company looking towards the sideline for the play call. Now discussing between guys, 2 receivers on each side, and in the shotgun with Dontel Wright at back as he's going to fake the handoff. Pressure coming now. Faust evading. Faust looking, slinging. And that one's going to be intercepted on the goal line. Hope getting another takeaway. A crucial stand made by the Dutchman.
And I would say, yes, Faust is one of those type of guys that he's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to make sure he doesn't take any sacks, but at the same time, you got to learn when to be aggressive and when to take those sacks or even just throw it away.
And just like that, the glimmer of hope taken away from Olivet. I mean, 2 yards to get turns into 4, and then 4 turns into an interception as the struggles on homecoming here for Olivet going to continue. However, now we know that this offense can move the ball against this defense.
Yeah, they sure can. They can move the ball, but what you got to do is you got to convert and you got to make those downs also as well.
As falling down inside the end zone after the interception was Hope's defender, so a touchback, and Hope's going to start off on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, looking to extend that lead of 17 points right now, as it's 17-0 over Olivet. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the second quarter. As Wellman's just going to take the handoff, and then now trying to work left side goes the running back, Smith. And he's only going to pick up about 3 yards there on the carry. That's going to bring up second down for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and I think the main job the main focus for the defense right now is your third down. They really got to get him right here, right now.
As back into the game for Hope is that freshman quarterback, Zach Trainer. He's going to be back in here taking snaps, so a good thing to see for the Hope faithful. As Trainer is going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, sending a man in motion now as he's going to fake the misdirection, hand off to Strickland. And then Strickland's going to fight for maybe a yard or 2, but it's going to bring up third down for sure. Olivet needing to make a stop here and forced a punt for Hope.
Yeah, they really got to force a punt here, and this is 3rd and short right now. This is 3rd and 4, so really expect the run game here. Also, maybe a play-action pass from the Hope, because remember, Hope does the trickery stuff here.
Hope has switched it up here. You think they're going to go one way, then they tend to go the other. So they're going to line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers as Trainer's going to drive back, and he's going to get sacked. The pressure coming. Who other than Ricky Williamson getting in there and bringing down Trainer in the backfield. What a huge stop there for Olivet, just after a huge takeaway for Hope.
Yeah, no, that's the first sack for the Olivet, and who else to call than Mr. Ricky Williams, being that key senior here for his last homecoming game and making those crucial third down plays right there.
As actually, we got the numbers switched up down there. Seems to be Dylan Weaver who actually brought the tackle down. Or no, it is. The live stats were just a little bit behind, Q. I thought we made a mistake. We didn't. It was Ricky Williamson on the tackle there. But now, punting is Hope, as this one's going to be a short one, but it's going to take a Dutchman bounce as it bounces before the 50-yard line, and then it's going to get out past the 40, and inside the 30-yard line is where it takes over for Olivet to start this next drive. However, it's still going to be not horrible starting field position for Olivet.
Yeah, I would say for Olivet, they have good field position every single time of the ball, no matter if it's punt or anything. It's just the only concern is them trying to get into the end zone. That's the main concern for them.
As Olivet needing to find the end zone, 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in this first half of action. Hope leads it 17-0. As Thomas Faust and company a little strugglesome here in this first half. A couple of takeaways that have really hurt them. Needing to hang on to the ball better is Olivet. I mean, one thing we talked about pregame is turnovers can blow this game wide open. Olivet, however, giving up the ball and not in their favor, as Faust going to take the snap and then keep it, faking the handoff to Dontel Wright. Got everybody going right, but then like I said, he does such a good job of keeping his hands on the ball and inside the running back's hands to where then he can just rip it out and take it for a pickup of about 4 yards there, bringing up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, not only that, but he just knows when to bait those defensive linemen and really just trying to fool the linebackers there.
As it's now going to bring up 2nd and 6, ball on the 41-yard line of Olivet. As Faust going to have 2 receivers to each side and Dontel Wright in the backfield with him. As Faust going to take the snap, throwing the screen pass right side. That one's going to be to Cirquarius Ball as he's going to fall maybe just a yard short of the first down here. As we'll see where they spot it, but it's only going to bring up 3rd and short here for the Comets.
Yeah, and this is where they try and find ball to really just make those big plays and see what they can do to really just answer being down 17 points.
Olivet approaching midfield. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 here. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this first half of action. As now down on the sideline, we see backup quarterback Evan Ormsby getting loose down there. So questioning if this drive doesn't go that well. Are they going to make a switch up here? However, Faust in the game right now, taking the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff to Dontel Wright, and then he's going to try and find the edge. However, he's going to be bounced out maybe just a yard shy of the first down. That's going to bring up 4th and short here for the Comets.
Yeah, I would say one important job for the wide receivers is, yes, not only do you only just catch the ball, but you also have to block for your man as well. And especially when and that's what makes a good wide receiver to a great wide receiver, being able to also block and create those opens for either your QB or the running back.
As a big 4th down coming up here towards the end of the first half. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the first half of action. And Olivet keeping their offense out on the field right now. Getting the play call from Coach Hav, as now Olivet going to take a timeout. And with that, we're going to just take a 30-second break here on WOCR 89 1-1. Stick around here for more Comet football. And welcome back to WOCR 89 1-1. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here. First half of action. Hope with the lead of 17-0, but a big 4th and 1 here for Olivet to convert. Faust in the shotgun, 3 receivers out to his right, taking the snap, giving the handoff to Dontel Wright. We're going to see where he's going to fall. However, the officials down there on the field trying to figure out which way they're going to go with it. He did fall super close to that yard marker. Both teams pointing their direction. Nobody knows which way it's going to go. Just waiting on the officials. As the suspense here is going to kill us, Quinn. I mean, we don't even know if they picked it up. A huge 4th down here in the second half. And, I mean, they're going to take another timeout here. There was a timeout whistled before the start of the play, I believe. I mean, the team's huddling up. A timeout was called, I believe. We're waiting for the scoreboard to show any change, but both these teams out here. Now the yard markers come out, and we're going to see if they got it or if they fell short, Quinn. What do you think, though, as it looks like they may have fallen short as they're setting it out here, as they are going to set it up, and Olivet is well short.
Yeah, right. And it looked like in this angle that the running back came up short there, and right when you think that they're going to make a huge conversion on that 4th down, it did not go according to this plan.
As, like we noted, Evan Ormsby is warming up still down here on the sideline. We got to see if Coach Moose down there trying to make a quarterback change in the position. I mean, stagnant so far in this first half was Faust, but this Hope defense has just been electric in this first half, Q.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I wouldn't mention Faust because he's going against a great defense, and he's making some plays here.
As Hope's going to take the snap, Trainer now running around in the backfield trying to evade some pressure. He's just going to throw a check down here to a fellow Dutchman, and then a big stick by the defense as That one's going to be number 40 for Hope, as Seth Lumen, the tight end, making the grab and converting there. And what a way to bail out Trainer, as he didn't see anybody open downfield, but the check down was there. And a first down pickup for the Dutchman.
And I would say that doing a check down to your tight end is just one of the best things ever. They can get you that first down. They can lay down the shoulder pads as well.
As now 1st and 10, ball on the 23-yard line. As taking the snap is Trainer. Trainer going to sling it towards the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, Hope. As on the receiving end, that's going to be number 26, Sean Foster, on the touchdown for the Dutchmen as they extend their lead, and they're keeping the homecoming crowd quiet in this first half.
Yeah, they sure are keeping us quiet right now, and they're playing absolute lights out, and Hope is just being a unit as always and just really just in sync with the offense.
And I mean, what a pass there for Hope, adding on to their lead, and Trainer adds some more stat padding stats to his numbers as 4 for 6, 125 yards and 2 touchdowns to his name on the game.
Yeah, and he's just throwing dimes every single time. Now, when it came to the fourth down for Olivet, for a season, they are 28% when it comes to them converting the fourth down. They are 5 of 18, and they really have a struggle coming down to that fourth down.
As the struggles on offense for Olivet in the passing game, just Faust 6 for 9, 60 yards so far in 2 takeaways from that Hope defense and interceptions. And then on the ground, Faust has 10 attempts, 35 yards, only a long of 9 and no touchdowns. But nobody in the run game can get it really going, as just the longest run we've seen of 11 yards to Samuel Canucci. And I mean, this Hope defense is just shutting down everything Olivet's offense has had. I mean, this season and just the way that they like to attack the ground, they're being kept quiet here for leading the MIAA in rushing attempts and yards.
Yeah, they sure. They did their film, they did everything, and they know absolutely what's up when it comes to trying to shut down the running game for Olivet, because that's what Olivet is known for, having that running game. And so far, Hope knows, and they're really trying to shut it down here.
Sending this one deep is going to be Blacken, and then back to receive for Olivet's Christopher White and Nate Briggs. As taking this one in over on the sideline is going to be Briggs. Briggs is going to fake the handoff to White, and we've seen this a couple of times from Briggs. Briggs has a block crossing midfield, and there's going to be a penalty flag taken out, as you got to wonder who it's going to be on, but a couple of good returns here for Olivet in this game. And I mean, Nate Briggs, what a couple of fake handoffs. We've seen it this season a couple of times. And man, oh man, it gets another return, Team Q.
Yeah, it sure does. But the one thing that I'm really concerned right now is that penalty marker, because every time, right when Olivet has that good play and right when they think they have momentum on their side, there's a penalty marker against them.
As some discussion between the officials, as it's going to be a hold going against Olivet that's declined, and then there's another hold on them. So 2 holds, 1 declined, 1 accepted. It's going to push back the return team a little bit, but still a good return there by Briggs. Just a little bit of momentum taken out of the sail there for Olivet.
Yeah, not only that, but it just took the energy and took everyone from the stands, because they were up and they were pumping, they were ready to go. But nope, there's going to be a penalty marker against Olivet.
As it's going to move them back quite a bit, because it goes from the spot of the foul. And I mean, a team that was out near midfield now starting off on their, or inside their 15-yard line, ball on the 12. And I mean, just a complete polar opposite from what they had there on the return game from Nate Briggs. Fausto going to still be the quarterback in this game. 1 minute, 27 seconds left to go here, second half, as Faust going to come out here expecting pass, but the pressure is going to come really quick from Hope in the backfield, and Faust goes down.
Yep, he goes down, and now going to be 21 total sacks for a team as Hope. And those right there, they can really just do that bull rush through the offensive linemen, using their muscle and their strength to get to that QB.
As it's going to be another timeout taken here by Hope this time. And, I mean, the defense for Hope has just gotten into the backfield so much. They've gotten so much working for them. I mean, they've sacked Thomas Faust 1 time, but the amount of times they've gotten into the backfield and blown up that run game I wish we just had an alone stat for that.
Yeah, we sure hope we do, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared to look at it right now, Sebastian.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary number to look at in terms of if you're a Olivet faithful, but the fans of Hope College, they got to be impressed right now with how this defense has been playing, especially a week ago when they gave up a ton of points, 35 in total, to an Alma Scout team that's one of the best in the MIAA and creeping up to one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, they sure do. And right along, also, the Alma was also a slept-on team, and they were ranked 2 seasons ago dead last, but here they are making the presence known for them.
As 2 receivers each side, Faust in the shotgun, quickly throwing, and that's going to be another interception returned for a touchdown for Hope. Oh my goodness, the check down screen, a pick 6 for Hope, and they are running away with it now on homecoming even before the half can end.
Yeah, and it just every single time that many people don't talk about the Hope defense, because the Hope defense, they make some plays, and they also know how to really get up there and shut down the offense.
What a play there by the quarterback from Hope. They saw the screenplay, and they saw they saw Sequarius Ball dropping back to catch it, running in and then just making the catch, and right on the goal line like that. It's an easy pick 6 for Hope, and then the snap, the hold, and the kick are up and all good. So now a 31-point lead for Hope, and we're not even at the half yet. Still a minute and 17 seconds to go, and Hope leads this game 31-0.
Yeah, I will say this, Sebastian. You can probably see a QB change from Olivet to hopefully get some answers and get to the first down heading into the second half.
Yeah, I would definitely think that they might switch it up here. We saw Ormsby down on the sideline kind of throwing the pigskin a little bit. Now he's out there around kind of the front of the huddle. Same thing with Faust, so we don't know which way they're going to go with it yet, but still have to do a little bit of kicking and a kick return here. And hopefully this time, though, for Olivet, they're not going to have a penalty to start them back way ahead of where they were, or way behind where they were. On a return by Briggs that was out near midfield, the penalty brought it back all the way inside their 15, and then the pick 6 occurred.
Yeah, and I will say that's the only, or one of the main problems that Olivet is facing right now. Every single time when they have that big play for the offense, it's just a penalty is going to bring them back, and instead of going forward, they're going backwards.
As now set to kick it deep once again is Caden Blacken for the Hope Dutchman, as kind of the energy so far in this first half has been taken right out of the stadium here at the Cutler Athletic Event Center in Olivet, Michigan, as Blacken's going to send this one deep in the way of Briggs, as Briggs is going to start this return inside the 5-yard line and now try and bounce it out past the 20, as he's going to be brought down at the 23, 24-yard line, and now Olivet going to get another chance to move the ball before the half ends.
Yeah, you really just hope that for Olivet that they hopefully get any sort of chance to get into the end zone and get some points heading before the second half here.
As now coming out onto the field, still going to keep it with Thomas Faust so far in this game. And only one half of action, 3 interceptions to his name, 6 for 10 and 60 yards. As I'm surprised they haven't switched it up yet. We'll see if they're going to into the half, but we still got a minute and 12 seconds to get there. As Faust's going to take the snap, hand it off to Dontel Wright, and Dontel Wright's going to lower the shoulder and then move the chains there for a first down. It seems to be almost close up to, as they take a step back, and what I thought was a first down is going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Wright just did the hit stick and lowered that shoulder pass to the linebacker, the junior Cole Lumen, and he just said, I'm going to use my anger and passion right here and get some type of momentum.
So 2nd and 1 after a pickup of 9 from Dontel Wright, and they're going to give it right back to him to pick up even more yardage, this time moving and picking up the first down, as still just a minute left to go here in this first half. 31-0 is the score, as Hope leads it at Olivet's homecoming in a large statement first half for the Dutchman. As 2 receivers going to line up right side and 1 left, as Faust's going to be in the shotgun, take the snap, drop back to pass. He's going to fling it over the middle, as he's going to complete the pass over the middle of the field there, as that one's going to be completed there to Kevin LeBron Hill.
Yeah, and one thing I would have to say is that this is where the Olivet, they're going to use that no-huddle offense and get as much, or get a point at least heading to second half here.
As Faust now taking the snap, dropping back to pass, pressure coming from Hope, but Faust going to evade it, and he's going to use his legs to pick up the first down and run out of bounds. So him running out of bounds stops the clock. 32 seconds left to go here in the first half of action, as trying to get something before the half ends is Olivet, as they trail 31-0, and they got a big old goose egg right now in that score column.
Yeah, they sure do got a goose egg, and that was a smart play by the QB as well, because time is not on your side right now. You really got to save as much time as possible.
As two receivers on the right, one to the left, Faust going to drop back. Again, pressure coming as he's going to be dropped, and a sack there, so a good way for Hope to get into the backfield and get some more pressure, as like you said, they lead the MIAA in sacks, and they're going to keep adding to that total right there. However, Olivet's going to take a timeout and stop the clock with 25 seconds left to go here in this first half. Coach Moose is probably just drawing some play up to where he can find the end zone.
Yeah, he's trying to drop some plays here, and for the defense, they are just chill back, they relax, they know exactly what they do, can shut down the offense, and it seems like they're not in a panic at all, and I don't blame them too, especially when you're up by 31 points to a goose egg here.
As if I'm the coach down on the field right now. Like I said, you got to draw up ways to where you can find yourself in the end zone with 25 seconds left in this first half. You want to find a score going into the half to where you can give yourself some kind of momentum to start the second half with. And, I mean, if they can find the end zone, like we said, that'll give them that momentum to do that. Because, I mean, if Hope can put up 31 points in a first half, it doesn't mean anything that Olivet cannot.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have that mentality heading into the locker room, like, you know what, it's a 0-0 ball game. And for us, for the offense, for Olivet, it's time for us to put up 31 points in the second half.
However, we still got a little bit of football to play before we get to that halftime mark and start the second half. Just about 25 seconds left here. First quarter of action. Hope leads it 31-0 as Faust is going to be in the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, one to the right. As he's going to fake the handoff. Pressure coming now from Hope as he's going to fling this over to Cirquarius Ball. Cirquarius Ball going to get a man to miss. He's going to be almost inside the 10-yard line, bouncing out at the 12, and a good pickup there by Cirquarius Ball.
Yeah, and once again, he's doing absolutely lights out, and he's just finding ways to make a miss. And I believe that was Nate Briggs, actually, who actually made that tackle there, or first down.
As that is going to go all the way back after a penalty. So penalties being killer here on the offense, and right when you get inside the 10-yard line or creeping towards that 10-yard line, it's just going to go straight backwards once again. And I mean, what a move down there on the field by Briggs, as Briggs almost had 6 there for the Comets, but the penalty is going to be an absolute killer there for this offense.
Yeah, and just penalties. They're just absolutely just burning so far for the University of Olivet. So far they have 3 penalties, and with the number of yards is 20, but it seems like way more than that.
As Olivet now moved back across midfield, a ball on their 46-yard line. Faust going to take the snap. He's going to drop back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to throw this ball deep. He's throwing it down the sideline, and that one's going to be intercepted. Hope another takeaway down the field, and I mean, that one pretty much going to secure the first half here for Hope. 9 seconds left to go, and another takeaway, the 4th interception on the day for this Hope defense.
Yeah, and once when I saw the ball looked good, but it was just underthrown there, and it just gave enough time for that secondary of Hope to come in and get that interception again.
As Olivet, we pointed out a little bit, turnovers can break this game wide open. I mean, Olivet has struggled getting the ball from offenses, but it doesn't help their case either when they're just giving the ball away, as Hope's just going to take a kneel here and take this into the second half. After one half of play, Hope leads this game 31-0, and I mean, the offense for Olivet in that first half was absolutely non-existent.
Yeah, it wasn't existent at all. And that's 4 interceptions so far of Thomas Faust. And that is a career high for him. And you just hate to see it because that's his homecoming. This is a home game. And throwing it to the other team 4 times, and only in the first half, that is just a momentum killer for them.
Yeah, only 60 yards through the air, as 68 yards on the ground for Olivet. And They just got to get something going, and whether it's the run, whether it's the pass. And I mean, maybe they make a switch up at quarterback and throw Evan Ormsby in. I mean, Thomas Faust has thrown 4 interceptions, so it's going to be interesting to see what Olivette's going to do. But with it being homecoming, we're going to get a little bit of an extra break here. So we'll be back on WOCR in 20 minutes with the second half of action. But we're going to send it back down to the station. So stick around here on WOCR 89 1-1 for more Comet football. And welcome back to WOCR 89.1 The One. My name's Sebastian O'Leary, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Quinn Dickerson, as one half of action in the books. Hope with the lead of 31-0, and Olivet needs to get some offense quickly going in this second half if they're going to even think about smelling a comeback.
Yeah, they sure do. They really need to lock things in, lock gears here in the second half. This is when they really have to have that mentality of them saying, you know what, they have put up 31 in the first half, now it's time for us to put up 31 in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact mentality that they're going to have to going into this one. And, I mean, starting off, Hope is going to take this ball and start off the second half with it. Olivet received the first opening kick, and Hope has executed time after time again on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I mean, it's taken them as little as one play to go 65 yards down the field and score a touchdown against the secondary of Olivet. However, there's got to be some coaching changes that have been made, and now a squib kick taken in around the 35-yard line off the foot of Fulton Reed as the kicker for Olivet. There's going to be a flag down there on the play, but the return good, almost out to the 40-yard line, and that's where Hope's going to start their second half.
Yeah, that would say that was a very long time to tackle up that return as well, because that's a big, hefty guy right there as well.
As there's some discussion now between the officials, as it's going to be against Hope, a holding call against the return team, as it's going to be a foul that sets them back just a little bit. So takes the good return from the 40 all the way back to the 30. And this is where Hope will start their second half, first drive of the second half for the Dutchmen, as this team has been moving on offense and on defense. However, it doesn't matter what quarterback they've put in. They put in both the quarterbacks that they usually send, and both have been executing. Just, I'd say one better than the other just a little bit, as Zach Trainer, 4 for 6, 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Ben Wellman also saw some action on the field when Trader went down for a little bit. He came in, threw 5 passes, completed 3 of them for 48 yards. But now Trainer seen back on the sideline, as it's going to be Wellman out here to start the second half with a 31-0 lead, as Wellman going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. He's going to send one of the tailbacks in motion, as he's going to fake it and then throw it out left sideline, and then an open seemed to be Terrell Harris on the receiving end, just wasn't able to get to it and bring it down in bounds.
Yeah, it seems like Wheelman just every single time his first time throwing the ball, he's trying to get that connection with the wide receiver, but it doesn't work out. But it's usually like the first throw, and then other than that, he finds his connection, and then he picks things up here with the offense.
As Wellman, he's going to be in the shotgun. He's going to have 2 receivers to his left. He's just going to give a handoff here. That one is going to be number 26, as that's going to be Sean Foster bouncing his way off a couple of defenders and picking up the first down for Hope.
Yeah, Foster just bouncing off those defensive linemen and the linebackers for Olivet as well, and just so far it seems like the running game for Hope is picking some plays from the Olivet and showing them that they can also be that 3-headed running game as well.
Yeah, Hope's offense clicking right now out of the half, as we got 14 minutes, 13 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, as Wellman's going to take the snap, fake the handoff, and now he's going to throw it sideline into his receiver's hands, and then dropped by number 12, Grant Holzer.
Yeah, and that's one rare occasion for Holzer, because usually he'd be catching those balls, and before that he has 2 catches, 82 yards, and he averages 41. His longest was 65 yards, and he has 1 touchdown.
As so far, in just a minute into this first half, Hope moving the ball respectively well. as it's going to bring up 2nd and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Wellman looking to go back again through the air. He's throwing this one up and almost intercepted over there on the far sideline, as what a good job of coverage there by defensive back Jeremy King.
Yeah, that was an excellent coverage by King as well. And one thing that I saw that was improvement in this second half so far is that there was no spacing, there was no separation between the wide receiver and King.
As now that'll bring up 3rd and 10, ball still on the 43-yard line. 14 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Wellman, he's going to have 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, and in the shotgun with the tailback. As pressure's coming here, and now they're going to get the sack behind the line of scrimmage, only losing a yard on the play goes Hope.
And there it is. That's going to be their second sack for Olivet. And that is how you get Hope offense off of that field quick and easy. And now if you're the special teams of Olivet, you got to watch out for if they try to do another fake for this fake punt as well.
Yeah, so they're lining up exactly how they did on that first punt that they had in the first half. And they faked it and decided to go for the run. So the two people back to punt here for Hope, as they're just going to take it and punt it away, as it's going towards the left sideline and out of bounds right in front of Hope's sideline, and right around the 35-yard line is where Olivet's going to start their next possession.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm curious is who's going to be the QB heading into this drive here down 31-0. Is it going to be Frost or is it going to be Evan Ormsby?
As some other scores from around the MIAA right now, we're here 31-0. Hope leads over Olivet, as Alma's leading over Kalamazoo 22-3, and then Trine at Albion, they're up 28-14 at the half, and then Alma and Hope last week, obviously that game on homecoming for Hope, the 35-17 result that it was last week. However, flipping the script is the Dutchman trying to ruin Olivet's homecoming. So far, it's a success as they lead at 31-0. Evan Ormsby now into the game. First snap, he's going to throw a check down over towards Samuel Canucci, and Canucci's going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, so far it seems like in this second half and throughout the game is going to be Evan Ormsby completing this game here. And don't forget, he also has more experience compared to Frost, and hopefully he can get those check downs and find those wide receivers open.
Yeah, Ormsby being the junior, respectively, that he is on the season so far this year. He's 42 for 84. And a 50% completion percentage, as he's going to complete this one over to Samuel Canucci, and then Canucci is going to be hit-sticked over there by the defense of Hope, as number 6, Brady Howe, on the tackle for Hope.
Yeah, and Brady Howe, he got low, and he made sure to go for that hip area and wrapping up those arms and wrapping them up there and getting that tackle.
As with 4 interceptions in this game, Thomas Faust, that is, Evan Ormsby stepped in here to do the quarterbacking duties. But on the season, like we said, a 50% completion percentage, 471 yards, 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So the Comet that has led in interceptions, now there's going to be a false start called against Olivet, and that one's going to move them backwards. But like we were saying, Thomas Faust having the trouble coming into this game throwing the interceptions, but Thomas Faust throwing 4 today is now going to put Evan Ormsby in, and we're going to see if this Hope defense is going to tear apart Ormsby like they did Faust, or if Ormsby is going to be and find some resiliency here in this second half.
And I will say with those interceptions, there were some of them that were right in the wide receiver's hands, but it got out and got that tip drill for the Hope defenders.
Yeah, some of them not exactly all on Faust, but however, the quarterback change still here in this game. Ormsby dropping back in the pocket. He's going to throw a deep ball, looking for Cirquarius ball, and that one thrown into quadruple coverage or triple coverage just alone on Cirquarius ball. And, I mean, he's still got a hand up there on it.
Yeah, he sure did. He got a hand on it, but at the same time, when you have so many people, so many defenders locking in onto your number 1 receiver ball, they're going to be expecting that, and they're going to make sure you try to spread out the football as well.
As the quick 3-and-out goes for Olivet, Fulton Reed now is going to be set back deep to punt this one away to Hope, as the return man down there, number 6, that one's going to be Terrell Harris, back deep to try and return here for the Dutchman. As this punt is going to take a bounce and an Olivet skip over towards and past the 25-yard line for Hope. So a good couple of Olivet bounces and rolls, and now Hope is going to have to try and see if they can keep driving against this Olivet defense.
Yeah, and once again, the defense for Olivet, they really have to be in a workload, and they really have to step up here because now you got, once again, try and get a 3-and-out for Hope and get your offense back on that field so they have enough time to get some points here.
As 11 minutes, 31 seconds left to go here in the second half, or in the third quarter. Still second half of action, though, as it's going to be 1st and 10 for Hope. Ball on their 23-yard line. As it's going to be Wellman still in at quarterback. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left, and he's going to be in the backfield with a tailback. As now he's going to just give over there right side to Elijah Smith, and then Smith is going to be tackled after picking up about a yard or 2 on the carry.
Yeah, so far for Hope, now their really main goal and their really objective is just to run up the clock, and they can have running back. They can give it to whoever they want on their running game because they know they're going to get some yards.
As 2nd and 7 now, ball on the 26-yard line, 11 minutes remaining here in the third quarter of action. As Wellman going to have 2 receivers each side, now motioning Holzer over from right to left, as now they're just going to throw it behind some blockers over there left side, and running away off the screenplay and hitting some defenders goes that wide receiver for Hope. Is that one going to be Travis Myers?
Yeah, Myers being that workhorse, and did you not see the yards after catch? That was absolutely amazing. Those are the type of plays that you just want to have from your wide receivers. Not only how they're going to catch the ball, but how they're going to catch it afterwards.
And I mean, just a little screenplay turns into a huge pickup right there for Hope, as a big pass play moving it across midfield. Now 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line of Olivet. Hope moving with some efficiency. Now they're going to hand it off once again, as trying to find the edge, and then ultimately finding the sideline goes number 26, Sean Foster.
Yeah, they're going to try to bounce off that sideline to really create any type of opening plays. But so far, they're really learning it, and they're really getting used to it and beating them to it.
As it's going to bring up 2nd and 7 here. Just 3-yard gain there from Foster, as it's going to be under 10 minutes left to go here. Third quarter of action. Hope's going to send Terrell Harris in motion. However, they're going to get the snap off and then hand it off there to that main running back. That's going to be Chance Strickland there on the carry. And he's going to pick up a couple more yards there on the run. But it's still going to bring up 3rd down for Hope.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down here. And now this is where you really get to see what all of this defense, how much strength and how much willpower do they have to stop them here.
31-0 to score. 3rd and 4 here for Hope to pick up if they're going to convert on 3rd down. 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of action, as Olivet's looking to make a stop here on this 3rd down. As sending a man in motion goes Hope, and now the quarterback Wellman's going to keep it himself and pick up the 1st down after a good heads-up quarterback draw right there.
Yeah, and I think Hope really they took some plays from Olivet, because you don't see those type of things from Hope. And seeing that QB draw play, everyone, right when they thought, they're going to throw the ball, no. The QB, he stopped, he looked for it, baited it, and took it.
As there's going to be 8 minutes, 48 seconds left to go here. Third quarter of action. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and 2 running backs in the backfield with Blackwell. Blackwell's just going to fake the handoff and take it himself. Blackwell splitting defenders to the 10, to the 5, and then stopped before the touchdown. However, brought down by the face mask, it looks like, and there's a flag there down on the play.
Yeah, and once again, the QB draw from the QB. I truly feel like he was watching some film on Thomas Faustin. He's like, you know what, I'm going to play just like him and take some of his play style as well.
I mean, the offensive line just splitting the gaps and making it really easy for the running back and quarterbacks to get things going here. I mean, when you have the blocking up front, it's going to set up success for the rest of the play. As perfect example right there from Hope on that last play. The penalty, though, for Olivet not helping their case either, as it's going to be 1st and goal here. Ball's going to be on the 3-yard line or 4-yard line. And then 8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in this third quarter, as Blackwell is going to be lined up, one receiver on each side, now motioning the receiver from right to left, and he's going to hand this one off to Strickland. Strickland's going to try and fight his way into the end zone, but he's going to be stopped right at the 1 yard line there on that carry.
Yeah, and once again, this is going to be really dangerous for Hope right now, because they're just knocking on the door to the end zone. And one person who's really good at rushing in the end zone is Chance Strickland.
Yeah, especially when he is inside the red zone like this in goal line formations. They love giving it to the 6'2", 225-pound running back that absolutely just loves to flatten people out. As he's going to fight again, trying to get the edge and into the end zone. However, getting into the backfield and stopping Strickland short, just a yard shy. So some good stops here on this goal stand from Olivette's defense.
Yeah, and just an amazing job by the defensive linemen. They're just caving into that little box area right there, and they're really just loading in, and they're expecting that run.
7 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here, third quarter of action. Third and goal, 1 yard to go for Hope. As it's going to be Blackwell in the shotgun. He's just going to fake the handoff and use his legs himself, and he's going to get into the end zone and extends Hope lead now up to 37 points over Olivet on their homecoming day.
Yeah, and once again, Hope is just taking their own play styles from Olivet, doing that read option, because they expected Chance Strickland to get in that end zone. They weren't expecting the QB, Ben Wellen, to get in that end zone.
As 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here, third quarter of action. Hope just awaiting the PAT as trying to send this one up and through the uprights goes Balkan, As Balkan, the hold, the snap, and the kick are all up and good, as it's going to extend the lead now up to 38 points for the Dutch.
Yeah, and with that, as we mentioned, we got the two QB system with Zach Trainer and Ben Wellman. And so far with Ben, he is 4 of 9 when it comes to the passing with 77 yards. But we got to talk about when he runs that ball. He has 5 rushing attempts, 45 yards. And then his average is 9. His longest was 27 yards. He has 2 rushing touchdowns.
As Olivet needing to get something going here. 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in this third quarter, about halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through. It's going to be harder to cut back into this lead when Hope just keeps running away with scores.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard, but at the same time, you just really have to, any kind of points can help the team out, really help out any team momentum, and just get that spark that they needed to have when it came to kickoff.
As the lead's up to 38 points now, 38-0, the exact score, with 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Hope's getting set to kick this ball away. Olivet's done one really good thing, and that's the return game with Nate Briggs and Christopher White back there.
Yeah, they sure have, and if I'm Hope, if I'm the Hope on special teams, I'm not going to kick it to Briggs.
As Hope, once again, they're going to send this one deep, taking in around inside the 10-yard line, and some more trickery here with the kickoff, as this one's going to be Briggs taking it, and he's going to bring it out past the 35-yard line towards the 34, and now some pushing around down there on the field it goes, and Olivet's going to start their field position, though, exceptionally well.
Yeah, and it is going to be well, but at the same time, I see some dirty laundry, Sebastian, so I don't know if it's going to be in the right field position for them.
Yeah, we'll see who it's going to go against. However, Olivet's not had their ways with the penalties. The penalties are momentum killers on both sides of the ball, and they're going to get another penalty called against them, a holding call on the return for Olivet, and that's going to push them back about 10 yards from the spot of the ball.
And I feel like most of the time their penalties are on special teams. It's just those holding calls. And every time when Briggs get that opening, create that good field position, they get pushed back because of the holding.
As now for Olivet, it's going to set up 1st and 10. Evan Ormsby in the shotgun, or pistol formation, 2 receivers to his right, as there's going to be a little bit of trouble with the snap, and then Ormsby's just going to fall down a sack, another accredited sack for this Hope defensive line.
Yeah, and the defensive line and the secondary of Hope, they're really coming in together, and they're really taking their homecoming loss personal, and they're releasing that anger right here for Olivet's homecoming.
And just what a way to get into that backfield and blow up the play by Hope's defense. They are just not giving any room to breathe for this Olivet football team. As Ormsby now discussing the play call between linemen, trying to set up the blocks, as it's going to be two receivers to his left, one to the right, and he's going to have two running backs in the backfield with him. As he's going to send Christopher White in motion, and now he's going to throw the check down to Dontel Wright. Dontel Wright slipping some tacklers, trying to pick up some of that lost yardage due to the penalty, or due to the sack, excuse me, and he's going to almost work his way back in between the sticks. However, he's going to be stopped short of that first down.
Yeah, it seems to me that Olivet, every time when they lose some yards or anything like that, they're going to do that check down option to hopefully for Kanuji to get open and regain those penalty yards.
As it's 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in this third quarter of action. Olivet looking for their first score in this game as they trail Hope by a lot on homecoming day. 38-0 is the lead right now for Hope. As Ormsby in the shotgun, he's going to have two receivers on each side, throwing it over the middle. That one's caught by Chris White, but as he gets taken to the ground, it's going to pop out. But however, the official's going to say he was down before that one came out.
Yeah, and I would say one thing I'm kind of surprised with is them trying to get like a deep ball action or really just any yard just to get that first down. Anything kind of short of that would get them a fourth down there.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you as it brings up fourth down 5 yards short of the first down marker. And I mean, the penalty is not helping. It just seems to be like whenever that there's one thing that can go wrong for Olivet, it is going wrong for Olivet.
Yeah, and just every single time for them, especially on the offensive side. The defense is trying their absolute best to stop the offense from Hope, but it's just not working in their favor.
As now this punt is going to take a definite Olivet bounce and roll as it's going to go out of bounds around the 26-yard line. And now Hope's going to have to work once again to go down the field and add some more points into their lead.
Yeah, I think Hope is not even worried about it. They're just strong and on here, and they're really just ready to go out there again and just score some points here.
As 4 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here, third quarter of action, and another chance at some points it goes here for Hope as they're going to throw quarterback one back in this game as Trader is coming back into this game for Hope. As Trader is going to send a man in motion, that one going to be Terrell Harris as he's going to hand the ball off and only pick up about a yard or two, and that's going to bring up second down for Hope.
Yeah, now here it is. That's just them just trying to really just run it back here and getting that offense going and just running the ball if they can.
As now brings up 2nd and 8 here, 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. Hope trying to add on to their lead or at least let the clock roll down and play kind of the time management game from here on out. I mean, they already have a lead of 38 points. They're trying to keep it that way, if not add some more. Play clock under 10 now, as Trader is just going to take the fake handoff and then try and rush it up the middle, but however, a good stop there by the Olivet defense.
Yeah, it was a great job by the defense. They were expecting everything to go for that run play, and they all just caved into that box area right there, and they loaded up, and they just put everyone there.
As now it's going to be third down, 7 yards to pick up here. Ball on the 28-yard or 29-yard line, excuse me. As third quarter winding down here, under 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 36 seconds left to go here, third quarter of action. As now Blackwell coming back into the game as he's going to take the snap, look over the middle, and he's going to have a receiver crossing midfield. Now the 30 to the 25 to the 20, inside the 10, fighting for that pylon, and he's going to be out of bounds almost. He took a dive towards that pylon, but the officials mark him out at the 1 yard line as so close but so far to get that touchdown, Q.
It was so close, and I just saw him hit the turbo, Sebastian. He was absolutely really flashy there, and he turned on the jets there, trying to get in the end zone, but he was just short.
I mean, it was so fast it had me stumbling over the yardage count because it seemed like a couple of people were going to be able to bring him down. However, he slipped a couple of tackles at the end of that one. And, I mean, the effort to dive at the pylon, however, just ultimately a little short. So now 1st and goal, 1 yard to gain here for Hope as they're just going to take the handoff and now dive into the end zone. Touchdown for the Dutch.
Yeah, and that's another great touchdown for the Flying Dutchman. And yet again, just everything's clicking for Hope. The running game, the passing game, and their two system of QB. At first, I was kind of surprised by it and questioned it, but so far it's working well for them.
And I mean, if you just want to talk about looking sideline to sideline, it seems like Hope just is having kind of like a backyard football fun day with it over there, bouncing up and down on the sidelines as the home team, the homecoming team, Olivet, kind of sulking and hanging their heads at the result of, I mean, we're not even at the result. We're just 3 quarters in, but the snap, the hold, and the kick is going to be up, and now Hope extends their lead to 45 points. And, I mean, trying to play spoiler at homecoming, their wishes might come true. However, we still got a lot of time left, but Olivet needs to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, they really do need to get the ball rolling here. And like we mentioned in our pregame before, Hope, they took their homecoming loss personal, and they're really going to use it against Olivet here, saying, hey, if we can't win on our homecoming, you're not going to win on yours.
As some things down there on the field for Olivet today just haven't really been going their way. However, standing through the thick of it is Coach Moose, and he's just trying to get his guys going, trying to get some blood flowing in this offense. And, I mean, they're really not trying to get shut out here on homecoming, Q.
No, you don't want that, especially feel bad for like the seniors as well, because this is their last homecoming game here, and you really don't want to go out here without any points.
As now back deep to receive here, once again, Briggs and White, the dangerous return duo for Olivet, as sending this one deep is going to be Balkin. Balkin's going to send this one over towards Briggs' way, as now Briggs going to give to White. White's just going to get stuck, though, inside the 20-yard line, near the 10, as they're going to mark him down there at about the 12.
Yeah, and once again, Luke Stewart with that tackle there, and he is just getting pumped up, and you can tell everyone's pumped up from the sidelines of Hope. Even the fans there across us here are getting pumped as well.
And I mean, respectfully so, with a lead of up to 45 points and is something that just keeps growing. I mean, what's there not to be happy about over on that Hope sideline, Q?
Yeah, absolutely correct there, and everything's working so well for Hope. I mean, like we mentioned before, the two system of QB is working well. Both of them are with 100 yards, and even the running game for Hope is also doing an amazing job as well.
As Ormsby now, he's just going to send a pitch over Dontel Wright's way, and Dontel Wright's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose about 7 yards there on that play.
Yeah, and once again, Olivet's trying to push it to the outside, getting that counter play there, but it's just every time when that happens, the whole defensive lineman is right there to make that tackle for loss.
And I mean, that defensive line has not gone anywhere all day long. They have been sticking through everything that comes their way, and they've been just getting some better football reps, I'd say, as we're winding down in this game. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Ormsby in the shotgun, 2nd and 16 here. Ormsby going to take it and sling it as he was trying to intend it over on that right side over towards Cirquarius Ball and some other receivers, as not exactly in the hands of anybody, but in between all three of them.
Yeah, it was just the offense is trying to get something going, right? They're trying to get any yards. Even if it's just 1 yard of a game, they'll take it at this point right now.
Yeah, right now they're just trying to get anything going. They're trying to get any momentum that they can get at their hands. However, only 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in this third quarter, and the momentum's nowhere to be found right now for Olivet. Backed inside their 10-yard line, near the goal line, as Ormsby's going to have 2 receivers on each side, taking a snap, now throwing over the middle, and that one's going to be intercepted, it seems to be. Hope thinks that they have it, waiting for a call from the official, and it is going to be an interception for the Dutch.
Yeah, and just you can tell everyone here in the crowd, the people, the teammates here on the sideline, they're just putting their heads down here, and they just can't believe on what's going on here.
As it's going to be 1st and 10 now for Hope in their own red zone. They didn't even have to really work for that one at all. However, the work was done by the defense, if anything. A big takeaway there for Hope, and I mean, just absolutely not what you wanted to see there from the quarterback, the backup quarterback that you have in, throwing yet again another interception. And I mean, that's 5 interceptions for this Hope defense.
Yeah, that is 5 turnovers for Olivet, and it is just keep racking it up here.
As Hope's going to take the handoff, they're just going to give to their running back, keep it on the ground, and they're going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards there on the carry.
Yeah, and just once again, it's just right when the offense of Hope is getting off on just relaxing. No, they have to get right back on the field because the defense of Hope is just making those plays.
As Nemechek on the carry there for Hope. And that's going to be a good carry of 3 yards. So bringing up 2nd and 7 here. Ball on the 14-yard line. 1:20 left to go here in the third quarter. As little misdirection handoff it goes off the quarterback. And Olivet's going to stop them behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe you lose a yard there on that carry.
Yeah, now this is a 3rd down for them. And one thing in our pregame, we mentioned that for Hope, they struggled on 3rd down, and they were struggling really bad. They converted, last game against Alma, they converted 3 of 13. And so far today, they are 5 of 9. That is 56% today.
So a little bit of script flipping, as 45 seconds left to go. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right as Trainer's now just going to stop in his tracks, throw this one towards the pylon, and that one's going to be almost intercepted. However, they're going to say that he was out of bounds, not able to get the feet into the end zone. But what a valiant effort there by Zamir Wallace trying to go up and get that one. However, just falls a little bit out of bounds. So the hopeful interception falls aside.
Yeah, and Zamir making that almost that momentum play there for the defense there and getting that turnover well to hopefully get that offense back on the field.
As it's going to bring up 4th and 7 here for Hope, and they're going to keep the offense out on the field. They're going to go for it, I mean, respectfully so, in the red zone with the lead as Trainer's going to take the snap. A couple of Comets going to get to him, and he's going to go down, and that's going to turn the ball over. So now a little bit of life being shown on defense for the Comets as they're going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, now this is where the perfect time to really get that spark and that energy if you're the University of Olivet and getting on that field for the offense and hopefully get any type of points here.
As there's going to be a hold going against Hope that's also going to get called but then declined as Olivet just wants the ball back, Q.
Yeah, that's all they want. They told the ref, no, we're going to decline it. We just want the ball back, and I just want my offense to get some first downs here.
As now it's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for Olivet. Ball on the 18-yard line and only 30 seconds to work with before the end of this third quarter as Hope's lead up to 45 points as they lead this 45-0. As Ormsby is going to have 2 receivers each side, taking the snap, dropping back, looking right side. And that one's going to be caught by Dakota Weaver, and Weaver is going to get punched out of the sideline.
Yeah, and Weaver just way to keep that ball under control, especially after that hit as well. Way to not get turned off that ball, and that'll be one mood killer if you had that first down and it just happened to be a fumble of that hit stick there.
As now Olivet lining up in the same formation, 2 receivers each side and a running back in the backfield in the shotgun with with Ormsby. As Ormsby going to take the snap, and it's going to be another pass play. Going to the other sideline this time, and that one's going to be caught. A good pickup of about 4 yards there. And another quick completion for this Olivet offense.
Yeah, now as we end the third quarter here, this is going to be the fourth quarter, and this is where you really get to see where is that mentality for the team, especially when you're down by 45 points. Are they going to give up here, or are they going to try to get that momentum and try to just fight, make it not go easy for them?
Yeah, because, I mean, a comeback here of 45 points, yes, that's a huge task, and that's a large task, especially for a team that's thrown 5 interceptions in this game to this point. A team that's struggled to move the ball up over a total of 200 yards, so only 164 yards in the game for Olivet, compared to Hope, who has dominated this game through the air and on the ground. 405 yards to their point here as we start the fourth quarter. Olivet just needs to find now a way to get some points up on the board, avoid the shutout here on homecoming. I mean, yeah, nobody likes to lose on homecoming, but nobody likes to get shut out and blown out on homecoming.
Yeah, I think that would be a really, really mood killer, especially after the game and heading into the locker room. The fact that you guys didn't get a chance to get some points here. Even a field goal wouldn't hurt them that much.
As the score stands right now, 45-0, Hope leading over the Comets here at the Cutler Athletic Event Center. As coming out of the break from the quarter-to-quarter switch, 15 minutes left to go here in this football game. And, I mean, kind of just the energy and kind of the feel of the stands and down there on the sideline. Everybody's just kind of ready to get this one over with, Q. But still 15 minutes of football to play, and Olivet hunting for their first score of this football game. As Ormsby's going to take the snap, and he's going to give the handoff to his running back as making a couple of guys miss, and then running out of bounds it goes for Samuel Canucci, as that's going to be a big pickup and a first down here for Olivet.
And I will say with Canucci, he does a great thing for all the running backs out there. He always patient, and he always knows when to stop and go. Stop and go.
As it's going to bring up 1st and 10 here, ball on the 44-yard line. As Ormsby, he's going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side, looking to pass. He's going to throw this one over the middle as hit. Right when he catches it, it was Christopher White. However, he's still going to hang on to that catch.
Yeah, that was just an absolute boom right there, especially by Sam Crotchman right there, and he just let him rip there.
As 14 minutes, 14 seconds left to go here in this football game. Olivet trying to put a score up on the board. As Ormsby's going to be in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. He's going to look, throw this one towards the sideline, as that one is going to be taken in over there by Sir Aquarius Ball. Excuse me, I do believe that might actually be Dakota Weaver.
And once again, this is where you really get the momentum for Olivet. Yes, you are down hugely in this last quarter here, the 4th quarter, but you need to get some type of points here to avoid this shutout.
As surprised to me that Sir Aquarius Ball not out on the field right now when they need the receiver the most. However, 2 receivers still on each side, and Ormsby going to be in the shotgun with Canucci at his hip. As he's going to take this one, throw it over the middle now, and we're going to have a complete pass here by Evan Ormsby, as fighting to get every inch out of that play goes Keon Johnson.
And Johnson is just being that aggressive wide receiver there, and he's not letting them Hope defenders make it easy for him.
As Keon Johnson going out and up to make that grab, but it's going to be good enough for the first down. And through the air, Olivet's showing a little bit of life here with 13 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in what has been a very one-sided football game by the Dutchmen. They lead this game 45-0. As it's 1st and 10 for the Comets here, ball on the 25-yard line of Hope, and looking to get into the red zone and score some points up on the board. As Ormsby is going to take the snap, now he's looking to use his legs as he's just going to be dropped in the backfield. So a good pickup there by the linebacker, number 6 for Hope, as that one's going to be Brady Ho getting into the backfield and stopping Ormsby as he was getting ready to use those legs and take off.
I would say if you need some leg room and try and get the QB to run, that's where you really want to have Thomas Faust there to get that run and create that open space and get out of that pocket.
Ormsby in the shotgun with Canucci at his hip. 2 receivers on each side. 12 minutes, 30 seconds, and a 2nd and 12. As Ormsby now is going to throw this one back sideline, as a back shoulder pass is going to be caught by Sir Aquarius Ball. And that one going to be a good pickup of about 4 or 5 yards there for the Comets.
Yeah, right when you need that leadership and that impact player, Aquarius Ball, he's right there to make that play. And hopefully he can get it again to get that first down.
As a good pickup of 4 on that pass from Ormsby to Sir Aquarius Ball, as now it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here. 12 minutes remaining in this football game. As 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ormsby in the shotgun. He's going to take this one, looking to throw as he's going to find a receiver, Nate Briggs, near that sideline, and that's going to be a good pickup of about 6 or 7 yards there on that play.
And I will say with Nate Briggs being that sophomore wide receiver here, 5'11", he's going to be a really, really great player for this program down the line here, especially when it comes to his senior year.
As Olivet looking to find the end zone here, going for it on 4th down. 4th and 3 to go here, 11 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. And Hope trying to hang on here and keep the shutout alive. 3 yards to get, though, here on this 4th down. Ormsby in the shotgun, looking to throw, and that one is going to be incomplete over the middle. However, there is a flag, and I mean, what a hit to dislodge that ball. But let's see what this flag is going to be against. I feel like it could be a defenseless hit on the receiver.
Yeah, it probably could be a targeting play, and that's going to be really huge for University of Olivet.
I mean, absolutely not even ready for that one was Shaquarius Ball, and he got lit up down there on that field. As I mean, like you said, the defenseless receiver, that might be targeting down there on the field, because there was no room for Ball to establish himself as a runner, or kind of he caught that ball, and an absolute hit stick was put down there on the field from Hope's defense.
Yeah, that was an absolute hit stick, and you can tell that the Hope defense still having that passion, still having that fight in them, and just laying out the boom as well.
As they're talking about it down on the field, all the officials huddled up around the 10-yard line, as it seems to be the head officials coming out now to make a call, and we'll see what that call is going to be. As it is going to be a targeting call here, as this one is going to go against number 5 on Hope's defense, as that one's going to be Jackson Bush, and Jackson Bush has been ejected from the football game due to the targeting call.
Yeah, I would say you don't want, especially like those kind of plays, yes, they're up at the same time. You don't want to be ejected here in the 4th quarter with only 11 minutes left here.
As Jackson Bush, the senior linebacker, making kind of a rookie mistake right there, and the targeting call is it's going to move the chains, pick up a 1st down for Olivet, and now they're inside their 10-yard line. So 1st and goal with the ball on the 9. And Olivet's got some work to do still if they're going to try and find themselves up on the board here and avoid the shutout. As Ormsby's going to be lined up, 2 receivers on each side and in the shotgun with Kanuji at his hip. As Ormsby's going to take this one, looking to pass. He's going to throw it up over there. Deep ball, back pylon for Sequarius Ball. However, it's going to be a little too over the top on that fade route for Sequarius Ball.
Yeah, and I get that he is also 6'4", but at the same time, he's not no giant there when it comes to the red zone. And just expect that the secondary, they're going to double team on Ball. They're really trying to force Olivet to throw to someone else. Throw it to someone else other than Ball.
I mean, that's the one thing that we've really seen them do, Hope, that is. They've, at most points, they're always double covering Shaquarius Ball, if not triple covering Shaquarius Ball down the field.
Yeah, they're really trying to force Olivet to throw to someone else because they are not trying to get beat by Ball.
As now Ormsby in the pocket, looking to throw. Is that one also going to be a little too far? Still intending for Shaquarius Ball. However, Ormsby's pass going to be incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, once again, I feel like with Ormsby, he's doing it a little too fast, too quick, and just throwing that ball out and just hoping for the wide receivers to turn back and get that catch. He really needs to take his time, take his breath, and just go into it. Just wait for that perfect timing for that wide receiver to get open and get in that end zone.
As Hope's just trying to be loud down there from the sideline on this 3rd down. 3rd and goal, 9 yards to get here with the ball on the 9. 11 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Ormsby taking the snap. He's going to throw this one up again, and there's going to be a flag down there on the field. If I had to guess, I saw a little bit of pushing on Sequarius Ball, so it might be pass interference.
It is going to be pass interference, and you're just looking at the matchup for the 6'4" giant Sequarius Ball and the secondary for Hope. It's just going to just lob it up to him every single time.
As Olivet, 11 minutes left in this football game, trying to punch in their first score of the day. And I mean, they're creeping really close to that goal line. Just 2 yards to get here, and then they could find themselves with some points on the board. As 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ormsby in the shotgun with Kanuji, as he's just going to give to Kanuji and let Samuel Kanuji punch this one in for the Olivet score.
Yep, and there it is, getting that first touchdown for the University of Olivet, and getting that touchdown to really spark up and get that crowd pumping here on homecoming day.
As not much for Olivet to be hopeful for still. With just 10 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in this game, they're still going to trail by 39 points as of right now, awaiting the PAT from Christian Legal. And a fun fact about Christian Legal is he's not really a football player. He's actually a soccer player tasked to do the kicking for this team as the snap to hold is up and good. So Christian Legal putting some more points up on the board for the University of Olivet. But the soccer player coming in clutch for the football team right there.
It sure does, and with that, making that 7-45 and just really clutching in and filling in his role as well.
Yeah, doing exactly what Coach Moose brought him on to do. I mean, Olivet not having a main kicker, so going to the sport that kicks balls, I mean, that's all they do is they're passing back and forth. I mean, we had a long summer of calling nothing but soccer, and the legs obviously being a huge part of the game. I mean, it is the part of the game.
Yeah.
And Christian Legal coming out and doing exactly what he needed to do to perfection, may I add. I mean, it was right down the middle.
Yeah, it was right down the middle, and we saw some great legs of L football there during our internship there.
Yeah, it was some fun stuff. A completely different sport that you and I got to cover this summer. I mean, it was some fun things, and I mean, probably an experience I don't know if I'll get to do again. Soccer, I mean, it was kind of challenging. However, back to the football game. 10 minutes, 56 seconds left to go here in this one, and Olivet finally put some points up on the board here as just a touchdown to their name. 45-7 is the score as they're going to squib this one up the middle to Hope and try and avoid the big return here from the Dutchman. As they're going to still get a good return and good field positioning as almost to the 40, but around the 38-yard line is where Hope's more than likely going to start this one out.
Yeah, I would say right now you just don't want to set up any more good field position for Hope because every single time that Hope is just in great field position for the offense.
As 10 minutes, 50 seconds left to go here in this football game. 45-7 is the score. Hope leads it, and I mean, they're leading by a lot. Like we said, it's been a one-sided kind of football game, and Hope's looking to keep it that way, possibly even tacking on some more points here. As they're going to go two receivers to the left, one to the right, and in the I formation. And there's going to be another quarterback switch up here for Hope, as this is going to be the fifth-year Chase Brown into the game here from Comstock Park, Michigan, excuse me.
Yeah, I would say that it's that's kind of we usually don't see that, especially for a fifth year to lose his job to the freshman. But so far, it's working well for the Hope for the Flying Dutchman.
As 2nd and 7, 10 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in this football game. As the fifth-year quarterback back in here now, as it's going to be Brown in the pistol formation. He's just going to give it to the running back. As running back here for the Dutchman, that's going to be number 24, as that's going to be Nick Nemekek, excuse me.
Yeah, and once again, especially with this huge lead for the Hope, you're probably going to see a lot of the newcomers, of people who really get that playing time and get those touches on the field so far.
Nemechek, a good carry there for Hope, as that's going to bring up 3rd and 2, so Olivet needing to make a stop. As Hope's going to look back towards the sideline. They were just trying to hard count Olivet there on that play. Still got under 10 seconds to work with here against the play clock, 5 and counting, as taking the snap is going to be Brown. Brown's just going to hand it off to the running back again, as fighting and pushing the pile is Hope, and they're going to pick up another first down to keep their drive moving.
And I just want to say we also got to give credit to the offensive linemen. I think they're really creating that hole, and every time when the running back, whoever it is running that ball, they're going to push them forward and really get that first down.
9 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 45-7 is the lead. 1st and 10, ball on Hope's 49-yard line, looking to cross midfield and get into Comet territory on this next play. As Hope kind of sidelined pretty much all the starters for the rest of this game, as the 3rd-string quarterback, Brown's in here in this game, and we've seen a couple of different running backs in the backfield with Brown now, as that pass intended there for number 48, that one's Parker Strewing. Strewing, though, the pass a little left up top too much, and incomplete is the result on that play for Hope.
I feel like any quarterback on their team, when they take on that field, it's like their first throw, it's going to be like way overthrown or underthrown there. But after that, they pick things up and start connecting with their wide receivers.
As now 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, And Brown's going to give the handoff there to he's going to give the handoff there to Nemechek, as Nemechek's going to fight for more yardage there, but ultimately going to bring up third down here for the Dutch.
Yeah, it's going to bring up third down for the Flying Dutch, but so far they're doing absolutely well when it comes to third down. They're at 50% when it comes to the third down, or 55%, 6 of 11. So they're doing all right, or amazing in the third down.
As it's 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in this football game. 3rd and 6, ball on Olivette's 47-yard line. As Brown's going to take the snap, looking to attack through the air. The pocket's closing, and he's going to pick up a gain of 2 yards, trying to escape the pressure there from Olivette's defensive line.
Yeah, and I would say for Brown, he's tried the one thing about being on the bench the whole entire time and taking on that field, you get a little rusty there. You can't really get that touches and move your feet there.
As Hope now looking towards the sideline for the play call. 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting here, as Hope's just letting the play clock go out and trying to keep Olivet on their toes, as the punting unit's going to come out here. 10 seconds to work with before they're going to get a delay of game call here, as 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this football game. And Hope, and now they're going to draw a delay of game penalty here against the Comets, as they took a little bit too long there to try and snap the ball, maybe trying to get a hard count, because, I mean, if they do get somebody to jump, it would bring them up and into the first down.
And also, one thing that I also think why they took that is because they know that they're in a huge lead here, and they're just trying to waste time because time is on their side.
7 minutes, 9 seconds, and Hope looking to send this one deep, as they're going to do exactly that. No trickery with it this time. Just a single punter back there, as they're going to punt this one out of bounds around the 20-yard line. And that's where Olivet will start their next drive at the 23.
Yep, and now this is where for Olivet really just get another drive here, because last drive they got that touchdown. Now they got to do it again and just keep on fighting.
As 1st and 10 now, ball on the 23-yard line of Olivet. 7 minutes remaining in this football game, and it's 45-7 as Hope leads it big time over Olivet. And I mean, it's been a very, very one-sided game here, Q. The Dutchmen have had this game pretty much from get-go. I mean, their first play of this game resulted in a touchdown, and that was pretty much the statement that Olivet just needed to see today. I mean, they knew it was going to be a long one after that. As Ormsby now in the pocket, looking to pass, and he's going to complete this one over the middle, and still running with it, approaching near midfield it goes, as Kevin LeBron Hill on the receiving end of that pass.
Yeah, well, every single time I go in the training room, they always just call him LeBron, because they know how much of a clutch player he is, just like LeBron James.
As LeBron Hill moving the chains, picking up the first down there, and at midfield is where it's at right now. Ball on the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Olivet. 2 receivers on each side. Ormsby in the backfield with it. He's going to take the snap and drop back to pass, as he's going to find Sirquarius Ball over there on that left sideline. However, it's going to be another first down pickup there for the Comets.
Yeah, and so far, back-to-back plays when it's a first down, they are really moving things up here in this fourth quarter.
As Olivet now moving the ball respectively well here, but a little bit late in this game with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here. 2 receivers on each side. Ormsby dropping back to pass. Once again, he's going to throw it and leave it up top for Sirquarius Ball, and Sirquarius Ball going in between 3 defenders to make that catch.
Yeah, and I can see why that they were triple covering on Ball with plays like that. I thought it was way too high, but Ball got up there, he snagged that, and way to move up there.
I mean, the athletic ability there from Sirquarius Ball. I mean, he was in the running for Mr. Basketball back in high school there from Bridgeport. I mean, Q, I don't know if you knew this, but we played each other. Well, I didn't play him, but my high school played Sirquarius in basketball, and that kid is an athlete down there on the field. As Ormsby now going to take the snap, throw it over left side, and pick up the first down there after a little bit of running after a catch there. However, Olivet still needs to quickly kind of move if they want to more than likely put some points up here before the end of the game, because, I mean, the offense that has been slowly moving, I mean, they only got 5 minutes left to do something.
Yeah, they got 5 minutes to do something, and time is not on their side. So I'm surprised they're not doing like a no huddle. And right when that play is dead, they're gonna hustle back on that huddle and get the next play.
As there's 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in this football game, as Ormsby in the shotgun, he's going to take it. He's going to quickly throw it over that way to Kevin LeBron Hill. However, incomplete is the result, as that throw was well behind LeBron Hill.
Yeah, and LeBron tried to stop his feet there into the route, and midway through the route there, and try to catch that ball and go back to the ball, but the ball hit the ground way before he did anything.
As Q, something to note here, not Sir Query's ball, but Thomas Faust is going to be in the record books for this game for almost tying the most interceptions in Olivet history with the 4 interceptions he had today. He's going to wind up being fourth or tied for fourth in the interceptions per game with Nick McCleary, Jake Mesner, and Tony Phillips. As the last time somebody threw 4 interceptions in a football game for Olivet was back on October 18th of 2014.
Wow, and that's one of the lists or any of the records you are not trying to be on.
Yeah, especially for a quarterback. You are not trying to be in the record books for that one. But 5 minutes left to go here in this football game, and a result of the 4 interceptions from Faust. Ormsby under center, in the shotgun, I should say, as he's looking to pass here, as another interception right on cue pretty much there from Hope's defense. We're talking about the interception struggles, and a 6th interception for them in this game.
Yeah, and once again, the Hope defense is just playing lights out here. And they're really just draining the hope and the momentum, because right when you have Olivet thinking, oh man, we're about to score, we have a chance. Nope, the Hope defense said, no, not today.
And I mean, Q, something to look at here. Olivet on the season so far has only gotten 8 turnovers in total on the season. They've gotten 7 interceptions, and that's coming into this game where they haven't gotten a takeaway yet. The Hope secondary has almost as many interceptions in this game as Olivet has on the season. As Hope going to take the handoff here and then run it right side and then be brought down short of the line to gain. However, there is going to be a flag out there on the play. The officials not liking what they're seeing down there on the field.
Yeah, and just every single time, just play that clean football. And no matter if you're winning or you're losing, you have to play that clean football.
So 6 interceptions here on the day for Hope's defense. I mean, both quarterbacks for Olivet struggling a little bit. I wonder if we're just going to see them ride this game out with one of the 2 quarterbacks, or if we're going to see even a third come into this game with the interception struggles of the quarterback position.
Yeah, and not to mention as well, as before this game, the Hope as a team for defense, they only had a total of 4 interceptions, and so far they have 6 in this game.
So getting above their total on the season this year now is Hope and in the interception department. However, Hope's going to elect to try and keep this one down there on the ground. However, making the shirt-ripping tackle there on Olivet's defense, I do believe that one is going to be Preston Premeister down there on the field for Olivet.
And the only thing to mention as well is that Bryce Debris has 2 interceptions so far in this game for Hope, and he is making a statement known for this homecoming.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like there's a couple other places in the interception department where they made it really count. I mean, Darian Nudley, the interception for the takeaway on the goal line and a pick 6 for Hope. That one pretty much the nail in the coffin, I would say, for Olivet. However, now shooting downfield it goes for Hope and the quarterback, Brown. However, he's just going to overthrow his receiver, and then it's going to be incomplete. So brings up 3rd down here for the Dutchman.
Yeah, and one thing that Chase Brown did, he told his wide receiver, keep going, don't stop, because the wide receiver, he was trying to adjust to the QB because he saw how the pocket was collapsing there, and he was trying to adjust to him.
As it's going to bring up 3rd and 17, 3:48 left to go in this game. Hope leads it by a commanding 45-7 score as the ball's on the 20-yard line of Hope. And Olivet's defense looking to make a stand here. However, the stand won't mean much. It's just kind of a good feeling for this defense to get a stop. However, Brown going to take the snap, and he's breaking tackles. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards there to bring it back within the sticks, but it's still going to bring up 4th down here for Hope.
And these the QB locker room and the depth of Hope. They have any QB right when they think that the pocket's going to fall. They're not those guys that are going to go down easy and take that sack. No, they're going to scramble out and they're going to get some yards there.
Yeah, and I mean, Ben Wellman, the quarterback, the second quarterback in this game for Hope, he has 9 carries, he's got 5 carries for 45 yards, a long of 9, and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, he sure does. He's also leading the team in rushing and in passing as well.
As Hope looking to bring out the punting unit once again, they're just going to send this one deep and onto the other side of the field for Olivet. However, it's going to be marked out of bounds right at the 40-yard line of Olivet, and that's where they'll start their next drive with 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and this is when Olivet just really trying to get anything going right now. So far, the offense is not working. They have 6 turnovers, and it's just not looking great for the University of Olivet.
As Hope has brought 3 different quarterbacks into this game, and it'll be interesting to see if Olivet elects to do the same or if they're going to ride out with either Faust or Evan Ormsby. As it seems to be like they're going to come back out onto the field with Evan Ormsby and company, as there's 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in this football game, and they're trying to cut into the 38-point lead for Hope, as Hope leads Olivet 45-7 on the homecoming football game for Olivet. As the University of Olivet not playing prospectively well, I mean, this game against MIAA opponents. The last game was a 28-14 loss to Trine, and this one a big, what is more than likely going to end up being a loss at the end of the day. We just don't know what the final score is going to be yet.
Yeah, we sure don't, because you never know. Maybe it's going to be another pick 6. We have no idea. But at the same time, it's really back-to-back games here for the University of Olivet, trying to get some answers and trying to get some wins in the conference, and so far it's not working so well.
As the only in-conference opponent that they've beat so far this year is Kalamazoo with a score of 42-14. As Ormsby in the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. He's going to take this one, throw it over the middle, and another tipped ball up in the air and almost intercepted. A dangerous tip there by Sir Clarius Ball. I mean, he just wasn't able to hang on to it, but still up in the air. It was almost Jeremiah Mason, it was almost Caleb Dean on the another takeaway for Hope. However, it hit the ground about 2 feet in front of him, so thank God for that one.
Yeah, thank God indeed, and you can tell the wide receiver is going to hit that jug machine, because so far the tip drills is just really in the favor for the Hope defense.
As 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Olivet, as they're going to throw this one over towards Nate Briggs, however, unable to hang on to that one, as that one's Keon Johnson.
Yeah, and so far he had it. He had it into the money there, but great job by the defense of number 14 there for Hope, and just shutting it down, or excuse me, number 11 for Travis Vida, and he just got him there.
As it's going to bring up 4th and 11, 2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining here in this football game for Olivet. They're going to keep the offense out on the field, so, I mean, knowing what the score is, they're just trying to keep the ball in their hands. However, if they don't convert here, they're going to give Hope the ball back on their 40-yard line. As Olivet now in the pocket, Ormsby with it. He's going to throw this one up top and then through the hands and almost intercepted once again by the secondary. However, the tip ball in this second half for Hope isn't going their way like it did in the first.
Yeah, no, not at all. But at the same time, they're doing a great job knocking that ball out and making sure that right when they think that wide receivers have it, they try to sneak in and punch that ball out.
Now Hope having another opportunity to do some damage if they want, or just manage the clock now in their favor, as each team still does have 3 timeouts left. Hope, though, a commanding lead of 45-7. It'd be interesting to see whether they keep just this ball on the ground or through the air, because, I mean, through the air, an incompletion stops the clock. On the ground, it keeps it rolling. With the time being where it is, I imagine they just keep it on the ground like they are for this play, as the handoff's going to be good for about 5 yards there on the carry, as that one going to be number 28, Mason Stocker on the carry, the freshman there from Grand Ledge, Michigan.
Yeah, I would say that for Hope, they're really just going to run out the ball here because, as you mentioned, they're trying not to take any risk of giving the ball back to Olivet, so they're probably going to keep running the ball out, but I won't be surprised if they do some little bit of throwing to throw off the defense for Olivet.
As now two receivers out to the left, one to the right, and they're just going to hand the ball off once again as they're going to give it right there to the same running back, number 28, Mason Stocker on the carry. However, he's going to lose some yardage there for Hope, but they're just continually running the clock down now as under a minute it's going to go. 45-7 the score here, and more than likely the final score of this ball game. Clock still moving under a minute. 3rd and 9, though, is the situation now for Hope, as they're going to let this one probably run down all the way till about 33 seconds left in this game, and then either take a kneel or run another play. If I had to guess, though, it's more than likely will be the last play of this football game, as they're going to take the snap, Brown, and then hands it off. And then running away from defenders goes Hope's running back, but tackled is Stocker, and that one more than likely going to end the game. However, the first down stops the clock momentarily and then keeps it running once the officials are set.
Yeah, and you can just tell everyone on the sideline just really beat here. Everyone just kind of just disappointed on this homecoming weekend for the University of Olivet. And on the other side, you have Hope all hyped up and pumped up and just ready to move on.
Well, Hope comes into this game and plays spoiler to the homecoming, 45-7, the final score of this football game. And I mean, Hope had it from the very get-go. It only took them one play to score points up on the board. One play, 65 yards touchdown through the air from Zach Trainer there to his main receiver of Grant Holter. And Holter finishes the night with only 2 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown through the air.
Yeah, I truly feel like that one play when they faked off that punt really changed and really just set the tone for Hope.
Yeah, it really opened up the trick plays for Hope and how Hope was going to go against this Olivet team. And the one thing that Hope did a very, very good job of is stopping the run game for Olivet. I mean, the only average gain per rush for Olivet today was 2.3 yards per play. They had 32 rushing attempts to only 74 rushing yards, Q.
Yeah, they sure did. And just along of that, it's just one of the issues was that third down efficiency for Olivet. They were 2 of 13. That's 15% when it comes to the third down. While on the other side, you have Hope that are just 50%, 7 of 14. They knew when it comes to the third down when to be aggressive and when to know what kind of plays to get that first down.
As with that, I mean, a rough game here for Olivet faithful. However, Hope's faithful listening into this game, you're more than likely celebrating on the other end of it. And to that, it was a good game, Q. Before we wrap up here on WOCR, you got anything else to add here on this football game?
Well, Sebastian, this is also our last homecoming football game, our senior year here, Sebastian. So it's been an honor to broadcast with you for our very last game here.
Yeah, it has been a fun time broadcasting with QQ. However, it's not the last football game yet of the year. It's not the last home one. We still got Adrian and Albion coming to town here in Olivet. But next weekend, Olivet going to be on the road, and we'll see if they can bounce back into the win column. However, they are going to have to take this one on the chin for a while. The final score being 45-7. Hope with the homecoming upset after last week being upset on their homecoming by the Alma Scots. And that's the next game for Olivet. They're traveling into the top-ranked MIAA opponent in Alma. And if it's going to be like this game, it could be a long one for this Olivet defense. However, you got anything else to add, Q?
No, I'm all good.
All righty. So with that being said, we're going to send it back down to the station. Thank you to professors like Dan Pavlowski and Joanne Williams for making sure that we're able to get this out over the air here on WOCR 89 1-1. Stick around here on the station for some more classy tunes.